Junction Road near Main North Road. Road closures in place, so expect a few delays there. Dry Creek, a smash on Cavan Road near Duncan Road with delays outbound. Busy at Seaview Downs for works. Majors Road near Adams Road with cameras this afternoon. Lions Road, Holden Hill and McGill Road at McGill. Snooze members save up to 40% off RRP at Snooze, including up to 40% off mattresses and up to 40% off bed frames. Hurry, the Snooze member event ends Sunday. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEAA.
Now the FIVEAA forecast.
Get the Toyota forklift advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Partly cloudy this afternoon, partly cloudy tomorrow 19. The weekend, Saturday, sunny 21, 21 again on Sunday. Right now it's 16 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thanks, I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, an Adelaide couple tells of their terrifying plunge aboard the deadly Singapore Airlines flight, how they helped others, household power prices to fall, how much you'll save, his family touched by cancer, see one Adelaide man's remarkable effort to help fight the disease, and the rush for what could be your ticket to $150 million. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
Stay informed, get involved. FIVEAA, always Adelaide. The FIVEAA Sports Show.
Get around the little bar!
Stephen Rowe and Tim Jennifer.
Pick the beauty!
Yeah, 6 after 4, good afternoon. It's Thursday, selection day. Changes afoot for both our sides and many of them. The Crows without a superstar this weekend, and the Power set to welcome back their captain as I welcome Stephen Rowe and Timmy G.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. Thanks very much for joining us on this lovely Thursday. Selection night, of course, as you mentioned, ranking out. What are they going to do there? Port Adelaide resting Dixon. And we'll also be asking you, well, who is going to be worth $2 million a year in the AFL? So questions to be answered there, and nearly 80,000 at the MCG for the drawn game between Tottenham and Newcastle, which ended up in penalties to some people's surprise. But before I get on to all of that, as I welcome Stephen Rowe to the show, Stephen, I need counsel of you. Yep. I'm very concerned for my friendship with a long-time friend. We've known each other since we were 5 years of age. Oh, no. We play golf every Thursday.
Oh, this is where it's heading. You're starting to wipe him, aren't you?
No, well, this morning he said to me, oh, God, he said, that's got to be the 4th time in a row you've beaten me. And I said, well, really? I said, now you're sort of just there for company.
Don't roll. Don't. You know how you pat me on the head every now and then? Don't pat your best mate from 5 on the head.
Oh, he was filthy.
No.
He was filthy. He said, oh, God. Anyway, that was
4 in a row.
It was a very funny moment, yeah. So he's not happy. But I've hit some form, there's no doubt. Last week he tried to stop me rhythm. Made out he had COVID. Yeah. Well, I said, I want to see the rat test, and he drew one on a piece of paper. He said, there it is in black and white. But he definitely did have it. But, yeah.
What'd you shoot?
Well, I shot a 45. I was putting for a PB, 43, but I went aggressive and missed it and then two-putted back. But
you got to be up to be in.
Yeah, well, that's it. You got to be up to be in. So, yeah, it was a good day. Good day. So, fresh this morning, let me tell you.
Well, that's, yeah.
What should I do? Should I continue playing with him?
Yeah, no. I think you just got to back off a bit.
Yeah.
You know,
let him win one.
Just let a blind squirrel trip over a nut every so often. Let him win next week, and that would hurt him even more.
Oh dear, he'll be filthy here in this.
4 straight. See, that's a trend now. What's his name?
Tom.
He's not the one that looks like Craig Kelly.
That's the one.
That's him. Good lad.
Yeah, good
looks
lad.
Looks like Neddy.
Yeah.
No, he is a good lad.
Lad.
No, be careful there.
Yeah.
Because he's bigger than you too.
He is indeed, but he'll be filthy here and that. Anyway, I think there's a lot of golfers out there that would have a lot of fun with their mates. No
Just throw him a morsel next week. Let him win.
Good idea. All right, we'll do that. Port Adelaide selection will drop at 5:50 tonight, and 3 ins because Josh Sin has done that collarbone. They do feel that they'll probably swap Sweet for Visentini and Charlie Dixon being rested, so it'll be an interesting move what comes in there. Rosie, Jones is available. Sweet will probably come in, so that's probably what's on the cards. But Aaliyah was asked on Channel 9 last night about big Charlie Dixon.
I think knowing Charlie, he'd rather be out there playing, but I think it's probably the best thing to do for his body and just to be able to last for the whole season.
I just love hearing Aaliyah talk because you can just picture his smile. He talks with a smile. He plays with a smile, doesn't he?
He gets smashed and then smiles.
He does.
The smiling assassin.
And I love that the socials that put out there with his little son running around the room is fantastic stuff. So
what would you do?
I think it is the game
Connor's
to rest
back.
him. Yeah, I think it's the game to rest him.
Yeah.
You've got North Melbourne, you've got in Tassie, and then the biggest thing about this one is it's the short gap between that and Thursday night against Carlton.
Big one v Carlton.
And in his condition and age, he's not going to be able to come up good for that. So this is a really good idea, I think, to do what they're doing. So good call. I don't think Zerk Thatcher will be sub. I don't think that'll happen this week. I think that was one that they'll put to the back of the sock drawer. And interestingly, little trivia note, Jason Horne-Francis plays North Melbourne again in Tasmania, still to meet them in Melbourne. So a little trivia point there. So,
and I think it's his 50th game, isn't it?
As well. So that's come quick, and I tell you what.
Not a bad 50.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next 50, tell you what. So, Crows, what are they going to do, mate?
Well, we've got West Coast Sunday afternoon, 10:04, we'll be live on 5AA. They're building, Eagles. Bit of a danger game. Excuse me. This one, for me, with a capital D on it. They've got stars in every line. We'll speak to their captain coming up very shortly. Here's the outs. Himmelberg's out, we know injured. Rankin's out, we know is injured. I'm still hearing Butsy may be not rested, but he's banged up enough that he might need to miss.
In an old-fashioned term, he would be out with general soreness.
There you go. It'll be something along those lines. So that's a ball ace 1-for-1. I'm not putting Burgess and Gallant back in because Himmelberg's out. I'm going for Strawn. I know I've been singing him all year. Let's have a look at the lad. Let's have a look. And everyone's going, oh, Rowey, you can't have two ruckmen. Well, no. He can go forward or Riley can go forward. They can share the role. But why would you go back to the other two when they've had plenty of opportunity and haven't been able to do the second ruck job? So let's do that.
You wouldn't go smaller?
No.
Okay.
No. Schomburg, I think, has to come in. He's the next man in. And if I look at Braden Cook's month, I look at Ned McHenry's month, and I look at Murphy's last week, I just think there needs to be a change-up out of one of those three. Pick anyone. I'm not going to go to war about any of them, any of the three, because I want Billy Dowling in this week. I think he's ready. He's in form. He's had a week off. His numbers are outstanding. I'm bringing him in. Play the kid.
And while I was saying that is I watched the West Coast Melbourne game and got to say they moved the ball as impressively as I've seen them do in probably 4 years.
They got a star on every line.
And
Liam Ryan's back.
They're starting to get these players
Yo's
back
coming
that
back.
we haven't seen for a long time. But it was their movement that I was impressed with. And that's why I was thinking, would you go a bit smaller against them just to keep up with that and keep your options open? So
we'll see.
We'll see what selection does. So Matty Nix, he's talking about the superstar being out in Rankin. What do you do about it? Who's going to replace him?
Josh is probably chomping at the bit to get a little bit more time in there, and so maybe that opportunity comes this week for him. You know, that's a longer term view for Josh, is a lot more time around the midfield. Again, when you talk about replacing Isaac, that's a tough gig. You know, so he'll play it his own way, and if that does eventuate in game, I'm sure he'll get a little bit more time on ball.
So Josh Rochelle to replace him as such and play more time on ball. Happy with that?
Well, again, I'm not doing that. I think Josh has to work on the defensive side of his game. I think he's got to get a lot better at when they don't have the ball. You know, the phases of the game. When you've got it, when they've got it, when no one's got it. When no one's got it, Joshy, come on.
Yeah, here's a stat for you. This is going back 20 years, but Michael Voss was at his peak.
Yep.
And Wayne Marnie, who you played against. Yeah. And Wayne's got a very good football brain. He went to a game, Port Adelaide v Brisbane Lions at Footy Park, and Voss had 35 touches. Do you know how long he had that ball in his hand? 32 seconds.
That's what I mean.
It is exactly what you do without the ball that creates.
And I think
opportunity.
I think that's a growth area for Josh. Let's call it that. He's only young. Great talent. Love the lad. There's all those sort of things. But I'm not rewarding him yet with a midfield role when you've got a kid like Billy Dowling sitting there, or a bloke like Schomburg that's sitting there that can play that role and has earned the role, can work both ways, does work both ways, is good with, let's call it that word that Nettie loves calling it, shape. Yes. The shape basically is when you haven't got the ball. What are you doing? When are you standing there doing it? I'm just not keen on rewarding Rochelle are 1-for-1 in that role.
Well, Rochelle was asked, if you do get that and you're going to have to match up on Harley Reid, how will that go?
Pretty awesome to line up in a few centre bounces against him. My main thing would be not to press him if he's sticking out that stiff arm. You don't want to be on another highlight reel like a few of the boys in the past.
Yes.
Is he that good? He's played 9 games, for crying out loud. He was on the back page again today.
And you do got to temper it, there's no doubt. But it's hard to temper when you've got blokes like Joel Selwood, who are, superstars of the comp, just recently retired. Him saying that he reckons Harley Reid could be the first $2 million player.
Well, I have him being the first $2 million man in the game.
What?
Yep, and it's coming sooner than what we think, I believe.
$2 million for a season?
Absolutely. The small thing of not turning the TV off on a Sunday afternoon when usually you're moving on to getting into the week. I mean, he had me glued to my TV screen.
Joel.
Yeah, how's that?
I reckon we've already had a $2 million player.
Who was
Gary Ablett's first year at the Gold Coast.
You reckon it was that much?
And there's no... Well, wasn't it?
No, couldn't have been.
No.
Not that long
So no
ago.
one's ever earned $2 million?
That's 20...
Not in a season.
Yeah,
not per year.
He didn't get front-ended?
Because that was 2011.
Oh, well, forget whether he did or not. So this lad's played with Danger. He's played with Jeremy Cameron. He's played with Hawkins. He's played with...
he's played with a lot of good players.
A lot of good players. And he's blowing his top on Harley Reid. The kid's played 9 games. You know what I do with Harley Reid this week? I'm going to speak to Jack Homch about this after 4:30.
Yep.
Bumper bar him the whole game. See what he's like, getting real pressure on him that the Pendleburys have had for their whole life, that Joel Selwood would have had. Like, just hit him 100 times.
See, a bloke like
not knock him. No. You know what I mean. You know what I mean by bumper bar. At every get some body on this kid.
They've done it to Gawn a few times. I know Port did it a few
Blooming
years
oath
ago
they
as
have.
well. So Selwood himself, he was the bumper bar. Like, he loved it, didn't he?
But that's what I mean.
He put his head in there all the time. He's
This
like a
lad
ram.
has had 9 games on his terms, and he's getting better. Don't get me wrong.
He's a good player.
Looks like he's going to be an absolute star. But I wouldn't pick him. I'd tell you who I'd pick. I'd pick Jason Horne-Francis for $2 million before him.
Okay, so 8223 who do you believe will be the next or the first $2 million player in our comp? Because it's going to happen. It's just that we talked about it off air about we never thought a player would be paid $1 million a year, but there's going to be quite a few of those this year. So who's going to be the first $2 million player?
And I reckon the way Isaac Rankin's improving, you got to remember he's only 23.
Correct.
He could be the Crows' first $2
There
million.
you go. So give us your thoughts on that. But here's Harley Reid on actually the pressure that comes on with comments like this.
Yeah, it's obviously tough, I feel. I think it gets you at stages, and I don't know, for me it was kind of just taking each stride as I go. It's obviously hard, it's daunting at such a young age like me, and just little things I can't really do without someone there or someone watching, but I just try to let my footy do the talking, and
Sounds like a great kid.
He sounds young, doesn't he?
He's 19.
It's
Turned 19 last week or the week before. He's 19, Timmy.
amazing. Give us a call. $50 Powers voucher on the line for that. Who will be the next $2 million player? Unique home-style food text come in. Hey, Tim, Sydney, Brisbane, Suns and GWS will have their second bye next week. The Crows are yet to have one. The fixture's a joke.
It is.
That's a classic.
Isn't that unbelievable?
That is a classic. Thank you very much for sending that one in. That started with that silly opening round.
Yeah.
Cut that out. Yes, have a focus up there, but you've got to play the other games down the bottom. It's just
See all the other
silly
texts. A
bad.
lot of people are with me on Strawn. Who's on the Strawn bandwagon this week? 8223
Strawny. Last night, nearly 80,000 went to the MCG to see Tottenham v Newcastle. It was a 1-1 draw, and the interesting thing about it was they didn't think there was going to be penalty shootout because there's nothing hanging on it. It's just a friendly. All of a sudden, the MC said, get ready, we're going to have a penalty shootout. And they all went, what? So they had to line up and do the penalty shootout.
I reckon they did that for entertainment.
I think so.
I reckon at the
They had
11th
to,
hour,
yeah.
Angela would have said, hey, let's do a penalty shootout.
So it ended up Newcastle winning 5-4, but a great exhibition at the MCG. Here's Ange Postecoglou on it.
The main thing to take out of it is that we're representing one of the biggest clubs in the world, and I hate to think that anyone left thinking that we didn't take it seriously and put on a good performance for all the people that came out tonight. You know, they spent their money, and like I said, you know, for a lot of them, it's their only chance to ever see our team play. I mean, this stadium's, it's held Olympic Games. Just about every major sporting event's been through here. And we've had some big football matches here as well. You know, and look, I know, it wasn't long ago I was on the other side of the fence. And sometimes you get disappointed when overseas clubs are outcome and we're going through the motions, and I just wanted to make sure we didn't do that tonight. And I think it is important. You leave an impression, you grow your fan base, and I thought we did that.
Ange Postecoglou, what a great night it was, and you probably watched on. Give us a call, 8223 0000. Who's going to be the first $2 million player in the AFL? Lots of players to choose from around the comp. We'll take your call shortly. Caroline Wilson to join us at 5. Jack Hobbs from the Crows, Liam Duggan from West Coast. We'll chat to the Thunderbirds, Taylor Williams, and the Crows and Port Adelaide teams tonight at 10 minutes to 6. You won't want to miss it. There'll be a bunch of changes for both sides. It's 20 minutes after 4.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. She's Melbourne's most connected footy journo. And each Thursday, Caroline Wilson joins Rowey and Timmy on the 5AA Sports Show. Thanks to Harvey Norman Clearance Centre. Cooking appliances, washing machines, dishwashers, TVs and more. 919 Marion Road, Marion.
Hurry into Adelaide Hills MG in Bridgewater. MG's home in the hills. MG3 from 18990 drive away. 7-year warranty, auto transmission, 6 airbags, unbeatable value. Adelaide Hills MG Bridgewater. Hurry, offer ends soon. LMVD 325189.
Dreaming of a getaway? Now's the perfect time. With the G'day Parks app, not only do you get access to more parks in more places, but if you book on the app before the 31st of August for travel anytime this year, you'll be entered into the draw to win free fuel for a year. A whole year of free fuel. Book to win and get away on us. G'day Parks, the easy way to get away. Here's good. G'dayParks.com.au. T's and C's apply. Permit number OCT TP 24/00628.
Well, when you're experiencing an injury or health emergency, every minute counts. If your emergency can't wait, well, neither should you.
Great call. Calvary have been caring for South Australians since 1900. I went there and did a tour, Rowey, of the whole new building over here.
Oh, the new one just up the road.
And it is amazing in Angus Street. And I've got to tell you, it's an amazing story. This place feels like a hotel, not a hospital. It's amazing.
World class.
South Australia's newest hospital, Calvary Adelaide, home to the state's only 24-hour private emergency department. And I got to see that in action too.
So I was born at the Calvary at North Adelaide. Do I get reciprocal rights?
Absolutely you do.
I get reciprocal rights?
Yeah, absolutely. If you said, no, please take me to the ED at Calvary.
1965, born and bred.
And they go, oh, yeah, you were born here.
Done.
That's right.
Done. Now, when you need fast, expert treatment, it's there. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with shorter wait times, personalised attention from experienced specialists and nurses, and comfortable state-of-the-art facility. Don't go ramping yourself at you-know-where. Yep. Won't mention it. Yep. Go straight to the ED at Calvary.
And again, as I said, I was there when it actually happened.
How good.
Straight through, and they got an amazing system. Tell you what else I saw. I saw Elliot Himmelberg walking in. He's obviously getting his cheekbone done.
You did too.
So there you go. As a privately owned, non-government funded emergency department, an out-of-pocket fee means you're getting the highest level of care. So when you or a loved one needs emergency care, trust the emergency department at Calvary Adelaide. There are 120 Angus Street, Adelaide. Go for it.
2 grand prize homes, 2 grand prize winners. Tickets for the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery are over 50% sold. It's not too late. There are 2 Scott Salisbury grand prize homes to be won, so don't think twice. With over 11,000 prizes up for grabs and over 50% of tickets already gone, you'd better double down. Life-changing prizes, life-changing impact. Get your tickets at homelottery.com.au. Licence M14548.
If you've seen Aldi's low prices, you may have thought they're having a sale, but they're not. And here's how you can tell. If there was a sale, there'd be a horn going, wee, 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 and I'd be shouting, it's a celebration! As starbursts flash and confetti explodes! But there's no sale. Just low prices every day at Aldi on everything from fancy stuff like Lacura neck-firming cream to bread, milk and ankle grinders. Aldi. Good different.
Every now and again, a new piece of tech comes along that upgrades your life. The mobile, email, and now Hubble. Hubble is an instant upgrade for TV and streaming. Upgrade from searching separate streaming apps to searching them in one go. Upgrade from jumping between apps to discover content to now you don't have to. Hubble. Upgrade TV and streaming together for just $99. Applies to Hubble small device. Broadband and separate app subscriptions required.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
24 minutes after 4. Which AFL player will be the first $2 million player, do you think? It's Joel Selwood's tip is Harley Reid. We want yours, 8223 0000. $50 Pals voucher after the traffic. Rossdale Homes, the custom home, 2-story and split-level specialists.
At Stirling, got a breakdown to look out for. It's on the freeway down track near the Stirling ramp. Speed restrictions in place there. Crash at Panorama, Goulburn Road near Jamestown Avenue. Got some really heavy delays there. And Jeps Cross, West Water Main, Grand Junction Road near Main North Road closures in place. Busy right now, Brighton Road at Somerton Park with cameras, Carrara Avenue, Paynham South and Lyons Road at Holden Hill. From school drop-off to the beach, everywhere is an adventure with the 7-seat Isuzu MUX. Visit your local Isuzu Ute dealer today to discover the range. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Let's go to Greg at Globe Derby Park. G'day, Greg.
Hi guys, how you going?
Good, buddy.
Two things. One is concussion and the other one's the $2 million player. The first one, the $2 million player, I don't think that should happen at all. I think the AFL should actually put a ceiling on what you can spend, because always the most wealthy clubs are going to be the ones that are going to be able to pay that, and they're going to get stronger and stronger, and the weaker are going to get weaker and weaker. There has to be a ceiling somewhere where they say, you can pay up to, and that's it. And every club can have that same thing, and then you sell your club or you sell where you are or where you think you're going to be, rather than just all of a sudden it'll be 2 million, then it'll be 3, then it'll be 4.
Yeah.
Where does it stop?
It's all dictated by their TV deal, the rights to it, and all the rest of it. They've all got a salary cap to play to.
You can spend what you want in the salary cap. It's 14 mil. You can put 10 mil on a player if you want.
Correct. And then
2 mil would be
share the rest
1/7 of your salary cap on one player. We're miles from that.
At the moment.
I think so. Hello, Tony.
G'day, boys. How you going?
Yeah,
Good,
Tony,
my man.
Greetings from Bondi.
Bondi, hello.
Yeah.
You're not on Bondi Rescue, are you, Tony?
I haven't. Thankfully, I can actually swim, Tim, so I haven't been on there. I haven't been on there yet. And
you got one up on me, Tony.
You're not a Chinese or an Indian.
I don't go swimming fully clothed, Rowey. So that's the other thing.
Good call, Tony. Good call.
The old budgie smugglers.
Yeah. So, Rowey, look, I'm just making an interesting observation about Isaac doing his second hamstring. And look, I just want to put this in clarification. I don't want to pot young footballers because it's incredibly difficult. I mean, you've got a lad that's brilliant at footy. It's so hard to make it to an AFL list. You've got to be such an outstanding athlete. But my observations of the Crows list is that their athletic profile, more the athletic ceiling's a little bit low. And I see Isaac as our only difference maker as an athlete. And I feel like there are so many games now where he's having to run himself to a point where it's almost inevitable he faces injury.
Yeah, he's been overloaded. He's just such a dynamic player. He's going to be sorely missed, Tony. Sorely missed. But he has had a bit of hammy problems in the last 3 years. He'll be back. Thanks, Tony. I know what you're saying, but
they're loading, probably to Tony's point, they're loading more minutes into him in the midfield of recent times.
He's explosive.
I do understand where he's coming from. He might just keep going. Let's go to David Alberton. G'day, Dave.
G'day, lads. The first $2 million player hasn't even been born yet, I don't think.
You reckon the salary cap is that far away?
Yeah, $14 million salary cap. There might be the odd player getting 1.4, which is 10%. Therefore, the cap would have to be about 20 million, which means the TV rights would have to go up the same sort of ratio by about 50%. We're a long way from a $2 million player, I think.
As far as you're concerned, 20 years?
The next Wayne Kerriott, it's got to be a powerful forward or a superstar ruckman.
Who would you say is the best tall forward in the comp now?
Probably Curnow.
He probably is, isn't he? He's won the Coleman, so yep, good call. Let's go to Mawson Lakes. Tony.
Guys, I just want to jump on the Kieran Strawn bandwagon for this week. If ever there's a deserving case for someone to play AFL football, it's Kieran Strawn. He has just been playing out of his skin, optimum performances every week in the SANFL, has equipped himself well at the AFL level when he's given a chance. And I think he needs to come in and can play that second ruck role and play forward. his forward craft isn't that bad, Rowey.
No,
you watch a lot of Sandfield.
Tony, I'll be singing his praise. So here's the question that they'll be doing at selection. The team will come before 6. So do we go back to Gallant? We've done that. Do we go back to Burgess? We've done that. Who's the next one? Thilthorpe is injured. So what do you want to do? Or do you just have, as you said, Timmy, you just still have Riley O'Brien, load him up, put a small down there.
Yeah.
Or a hybrid forward down there. Nah, they're going to play him. Thank you, Tony. You've got a good little text there for a $2 million man.
Well.
Timmy, on the unique home-style food text. Thanks, Tony.
I did have a laugh at this.
You
Neil
did.
at Encounter Bay does contribute quite a bit, but he said, boys, the way Nixie treats Murphy, he could be the first $2 million player. Well, there you go. He's saying favouritism. Wow.
But that is funny.
Oh, Neil.
Jack Compton
That is funny.
coming up from the Crows.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. A now deregistered primary school teacher has been jailed for child sex offences. The French president has made an emergency flight to New Caledonia. There's a rush on Powerball tickets ahead of tonight's $150 million jackpot. And in sport, it's selection night in the AFL ahead of round 11 matches, and Port Adelaide will have to make at least 2 changes, with Charlie Dixon and Josh Sinn to be replaced. Now checking 5AA traffic.
G'day there, Stirling. Got a breakdown on the freeway down track near the Stirling ramp. Speed restrictions in place there. At Panorama, got a crash. Goodwood Road near Jamestown Avenue. Heavy delays there too. And Jeps Cross, a burst waterway to look out for. Grand Junction Road near Main North Road. Super slow at the moment, Main North Road at Enfield. That's for works heading outbound with a camera at McGill Road at McGill. Hyundai's end of financial year event is now on with offers across a wide range of vehicles. Don't miss out. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast down to 7 tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow and 20. Right now it's 15. We'll have more news at 5 and as it happens on 5AA.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
Disqualified driver, Travis Wayne Turner.
Travis Wayne
You've read my
Turner.
mind.
On his 29th chance, who hit a cyclist, a woman by the name of Sonia Mouse. He fled the scene. He's eligible for release from prison in 15 months' time.
The judiciary in this state is embarrassing itself.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
These laws are crap. It's a continuing insult to common sense and decency.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
If the bank's declined your business loan, no worries. Universal Finance make business loans easy. No financials required. Unsecured business loans and business overdrafts. Universal Finance can help your business now. For lightning fast settlement, sometimes in just a matter of hours. See Universal Finance in Kent Town today. Or search Universal Finance right now. This is general advice only, and you should consider the terms and conditions before determining whether this advice is suitable for your situation.
You know what's become a huge deal at Mawson Lakes Mazda? Our end of financial year deals. Want to know a secret? We can give you amazing prices right now. Yep, Mawson Lakes Mazda is clearing new and demo stock at prices you'll normally get in June. And they're available for immediate delivery. Don't wait. Get in before the end of financial year rush. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city.
Now, Rowey, Ooh,
yeah, hello.
You know where we're going. You know where we're going. I got a phone call last night from the good friend, Mr. Zorba.
You mean Mr. Greek? Yeah. You mean Mr. Mates down on Grange Road? You mean Jimmy?
Jimmy!
My man Jimmy.
Legend. I love him. Now, you can't go past these deals this weekend. If you're going to get around the TV and have a barbecue and all the rest of it, you love your footy.
Stop.
Get into his lamb loin chops. Now, I do this regularly because he puts his special Greek herbs on it. Now, they're from his favourite town, where he comes from, Kalimnos. Kalimnos.
I'm the Greek. My name's Stavros. Kalimnos.
Stavros from Kalimnos. Well, Jimmy's from there Jimmy's from there as well. $18.99 a kilo. $18.99 a kilo. I'm telling you, you get a tray like this. It's huge, and these beautiful Greek herbs on it. You cannot knock it back. It's the icon in your shop. You'll get addicted right away.
I love his Lukanika sausages. I've got some in the fridge.
That's his favourite.
Oh my God! Hot chili or mould. You can take your pick to top it all off. Throw the chicken or lamb souvlaki barbecue on the hot plate.
That's the best.
You haven't had a barbecue till you've had Mr. Zorbo's meats. Jimmy, Mr. Jimmy.
Yes, Jimmy meats are incredible. Fire up the barbie this weekend. Do not delay. Get your mates around and watch the footy and go and see Jimmy. You'll love it. He's at Mr. Meats. They're 43 Grange Road, West Hindmarsh. Tell him Rowey and Timmy sent ya.
Woohoo!
Pat Carrigan, Tom Stewart. Now that KO has 4K, people will see every detail.
I better wash my hair.
And pluck my eyebrows.
Maybe a manicure.
I'll book in a spray tan.
Experience amazing detail with 4K, now on KO.
It's no surprise that Alfred James Funeral Homes is there for families in their time of need. They've been doing so for over 100 years. What may be surprising is the lengths they'll go to help you pay tribute to the life journey of your loved one. A song choice that's unconventional. A eulogy that's both heartwarming and hilarious. Oh, and launching their ashes into orbit on a SpaceX rocket. Pre-plan yours with us now. Alfred James Funeral Homes, honouring lives in extraordinary ways.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
25 minutes to 5. Caroline Wilson coming up after 5 o'clock.
Well, the Crows have Eagles this Sunday. They're off a solid win. They've got a bit of what we're calling Harley fever at the moment, Timmy.
Yes.
Joining us, Crows defensive coach Jack Homps. Jack, thanks for your time.
No problems, guys. Great to be here.
Good man. A few injuries this week. Himmelberg and Rankin out.
Yep. Yeah, a couple of injuries, which is a bit disappointing for those guys. You know, they were playing some pretty good footy for us, unfortunately.
Yeah. So we know Thilthorpe's out. Himmelberg did a great role, I thought, was growing in that role as the second ruckman / forward. You've tried the Burgess and the Gallant. Where are you going on that decision?
Yeah, look, we've still got a little bit of time on that one, but those two boys, Gallant and Burgess, you know, they clearly are quality AFL players, and as you said, Elliott was playing that role really well for us, but we've got a lot of faith that both of those guys, they've got good form at sample level, and we know they're going to come in and compete, and I think, to be honest, we're playing better team footy the last month or so. It's only going to help those boys if they're back in the team as opposed to early on in the year. We weren't quite clicking and giving those guys as many opportunities ahead of the ball, really.
Yeah, you've been down that track. This is what I'd throw up if I was on selection, Jack. You know, you've been in that little biscuit barrel. What about Strawny?
Strawny, he's another one, obviously playing some serious sample footy. We know how good he is as a ruck. Look, obviously a lot of options are explored. He'd certainly love it, wouldn't he? But he's important for us in a ruck role too to have his flexibility there too.
Okay. Jordan Butts, is he okay? We've heard he's a little banged up.
Yeah, no, he's going okay, Butsy. He's a warrior. He competes and he's always wrestling or something with another key forward. So he's going fine. He'll be good to go for us. Yeah.
So Harry Schomburg, I think, is probably the next man in for that sort of role. Where's Billy Dowling at? Is he going to make a debut?
He's going well. He's developing his game. He's still a young kid, only a second-year player, and we're loving what he's doing at sample level. And you know, he'll get his opportunity. He's just got to keep making sure that he's consistent with his footy, and he keeps playing the way he's been playing. You know, put a really good block of footy together. And the opportunity will come, and as you touched on with Shonny too, we're really impressed with the ability he's had to bounce back. Obviously had an Achilles injury late last year, and to come back and is fit and as powerful as he's looking at the moment too. It's a credit to him and to the rehab team at the club, a high-performance team. They've done a great job with him, and you know, we're really proud of him to be able to come back and impact the sort of footy he's been playing at Samford, and he's certainly one that we reckon would be ready to put his hand up too.
Hey, Jack, you look after defence. I had a look at the game. Their forward line's starting to look more and more ominous, and a lot of familiar names coming back, including Liam Ryan last week. So those matchups are an important little job for you.
Yeah, they're going really well, the Eagles, actually. They got their young guys that are playing with a lot of energy, and their senior guys seem to be really fit and injury-free and impacting games quite heavily. So certainly, the way they played last week was really impressive. But up forward of the ball, obviously, Waterman's equal in the Coleman. He's having a great year, and Darling. They've got Ryan, and Harley Reid spends a little bit of time forward too. So they've got all the weapons up there. So we just got to make sure that we bring what we've been doing for the last month or so, which is a really strong contest behind the ball, and then make sure we stop at the source there. So it's certainly something we're going to have to respect and be wary of because, they're in pretty good form.
Their ball movement, I watched again, sometimes their transition, it's really improved. And, that, of course, that happens with having better players around that football and not having as many injuries, but they're definitely moving the ball a lot better.
Yeah, I think they seem to be playing very free from what I'm looking at. And, they're just, like you said, the young guys are playing some really impressive footy and got some skillful and some talented players in that team. And I think importantly is too, I think I saw a stat, could be way off, but I think they're number one for contested marks the last 4 or 5 weeks in the comp. So they're getting a really strong contest ahead of the ball and behind the ball from McGovern and Barras as well. So they're pretty potent across all areas of the ground. So, it's going to be a really contested, important game for us. We're going to make sure we're on for.
Bit of sweet for your coaching resume. You produce and make Mark Keane a really good player, great defender, and then Collingwood try and poach him again. What's going on?
The media, those stories going around. He's great to work with. He's put a lot of work in. He's worked tirelessly on his game, and if that's it's a credit to him if people want to talk about him and so forth at other clubs and whatnot. But we're pretty confident he's loving his footy here in Adelaide, and he's living with Carl Gallagher, another mate from Ireland who's on the list, and he seems really settled. So we're happy. We're very happy with what he's produced for us, and we can only hope him out and make him feel as comfortable as possible.
You guys haven't got Harley Reid fever, have you? God, I've heard that many people talking about how good he is and that. He's 19 years of age. What's your plan? Will you put a few bumper bars on him and body him a bit?
Yeah, he's pretty impressive, isn't he? Plan would be don't get fended off would be the main one, I reckon. Everyone's seen the highlights of that. Yeah. He's very impressive. Credit to him. He's under a microscope as an early pick, and he's well and truly living up to it. And he seems to be enjoying his footy and having fun out there too, which is actually always good to see a young kid coming in and enjoying what he's doing.
Yeah, well said. Eagles have lost their last 6 at Adelaide Oval by an average of 62 points. Tex kicked 19 against them last year. They're your bunny, Jack. Oh, who did that?
Rowey.
Gee, who Jack, played that? They're your bunny, Jack.
Oh my God. Talk about tempting fate.
They are, but nothing to be scared of here, Jack.
So I wouldn't go saying that at all. No, they're playing, as we said, some really inspired footy the last month or so, and basically this season. So we're expecting a very hard-fought contest. Going to come over here and really try and get under us. So it's going to be really important that we bring the right mindset in the first 10, 15 minutes of the game.
Yeah. I know Peds is back through the sample. Are you going to punt Nick Murray this week, or is he still a week away?
He's still a little bit away, okay. Nick. So he's flying, but yeah, he's still got a few more boxes he's got to tick.
Okay.
But yeah, we're really excited, obviously, for the work he's done. A bit like Harry Schomburg, just the work and the rehab, the way he's attacked that. He shouldn't be too far off. So we're really excited for when that time comes. I think everyone will be keen to see it.
Now, the mid-year draft's next week. Tell us about Toby Murray. He's in our sample team, younger brother to Nick, 200 centimetres. He can play forward, he can play ruck, he can really grab the ball in the air. He'd have to be a chance, wouldn't he? Tell us about him.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what direction we're heading with, and that's obviously the recruiting side and so forth. But yeah, Toby's he's a young Nick Murray. If you can imagine what Nick was like 3 years ago, pretty raw sort of competitor, but competitive as they come. Farm boy. Doesn't like losing and has a crack. So
I love it.
We've enjoyed watching that over through the sample with him and so forth. But yeah, I'm not too sure how that side of things is going. That's outside of my domain, lads. Those questions.
No, that's all right, Jack. So fair to say Shawnee's in this week.
He'd be a chance. Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, we like I said, he's done pretty much all he can do, and he's really played at a high level at the sample footy he's been playing, the form he's been shown. So certainly put his name up in lights.
Well done. Have a great game Sunday. A must-home win. Our best is simply better than theirs for 4 quarters. All the best. And as always, Jack, thanks for your time.
No worries, guys. Thank you.
Jack.
He done a great job. He was a very consistent player.
Oh, great
player. And our back 6 are very consistent. They're role players, as Jack was.
In the end, his body got the best if you like. He'll end up with a hip, one of those titanium hips when he
I need
finishes.
one.
Poor old Jack. Always put his body on the line. Smart player.
And that's how that back six are going. So I read out of that, no Strawn. Here, there is no Strawn. I reckon it'll be Burgess. I'd love to see Shawnee get a game. I think he is the next man in. His first 2 or 3 games in the sample were outstanding. Tailored off a little bit, but that can happen. But he's done the work, so I'm playing him. Dowling will just have to wait. That's what I'm reading into that interview. And Jordan Butts is okay. So teams just before 6.
Excellent work. Hey, 5AA's Best of SA is not far away. It's about celebrating and profile the great brands of our state. And today we are making sure to celebrate Ray White business sales. And for your chance to win 2 bottles of Coonawarra wine valued at $100 plus a couple of tickets. That's 2 tickets to our Best of SA dinner. It's Friday the 14th of June at Adelaide Oval. Make sure you call us now. 8223
Where's that wine from?
Coonawarra.
Coonawarra?
Oh, Coonawarra. hey.
Canola?
Hey, you're from down south.
Goodness me.
You're from down south.
Not
Coonawarra. It's one of the great regions.
No, it's canola.
What are you?
What?
Give
it to me.
2 bottles of canola wine. What did I say?
You said Coonawarra.
Oh, I did too.
Oh, no, hang on.
Canola wine.
Canola wine.
Hey,
it's
come
not
on,
from
Timmy.
Coonawarra. Can we? Can
he didn't say that
honestly.
though. He didn't say that.
He
didn't say it.
The
Switchboard?
Foodland live stream.
Yes.
I'll hold it up.
Yeah.
Get it close.
Yes.
He did not make a mistake.
No,
we thought he was meaning the Coonawarra region.
No, but he did say something.
I probably
that was
didn't
strange.
say it right, but hey, canola wines, 2 bottles of it.
Not that we can talk.
Timmy, we'll go back to the tape.
Ray White, the biggest name in business broking, multi-award winning SA
Brett
Business
Buckley,
Broker
legend.
of the year. He certainly is. He can read better than me too. 14 to 5. Let's check your traffic.
At Stirling, a breakdown, the freeway down tracked in the Stirling ramp, speed restrictions in place there. And Panorama, residual delays clearing after an earlier crash at Goodwood Road just near Centennial Park. Jeps Cross, Burst Water Main, Grange Junction Road near Main North Road. Road closures there. She's really slow at the moment. And got a camera, Lyons Road at Holden Hill. The Harvey Norman Furniture and Bedding floor stock clearance is on. Huge range of lounges, dining, mattresses, bedroom furniture and more. Price to clear. Limited time now at Harvey Norman. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey and Timmy G.
When you've been around for over a century, you know a thing or two. And South Australian Business Chamber and Ray White have almost 300 years between them. So when an alliance is formed between South Australian Business Chamber and Ray White Business Sales SA, all that experience flows to you. This ensures you're in top shape, whether you're buying, selling, or somewhere in between. Touch base with the experts. Search Ray White Business Sales SA. Proudly partnered with South Australian Business Chamber.
Wella. Everybody's gonna buy Hoyt spices. Everyone's gonna save $1 or $2. Everybody's gonna buy Hoyt spices, yeah.
Hold on, Hoyts sell more than just herbs and spices. Tickle your taste buds with Hoyt's pickled vegetables. The Giardiniera pickled garden salad. Australian hot chilies in vinegar. Hoyt's gherkins, capers, sun-dried tomatoes, Kalamata and green staffed olives. You'll be happy with Hoyt's at Coles, Selectable Worths and all good independent supermarkets.
Hoyt's spices. Yeah.
You know, I don't know what emojis and all that. I'm just not in that world. Terry said in a text, great radio, and then a spew emoji. What do you reckon that would mean?
I would say that he was thinking the opposite.
Hey, electric vehicles, they're incredible. So if you own one or you're thinking of buying one, it's definitely a great move. What's not so great is running out of charge or driving around town or the burbs, praying you can find a charge station that's already in use. You might be wanting to drive, I don't know, down south or the Eyre Peninsula or the Coffin Bay. No. Before you know it, you're out of juice.
Well, this is the... getting convenience. This is what this is about. And as it's evolving and making sure that we've got enough chargers, this is a great way to get them at home. So it's best to get in touch with BC EV Chargers. They're fully qualified electricians. BC EV Chargers. They specialise in all makes of electric vehicle charging systems. And because no two systems are the same, which everybody thinks, I'll buy an electric car and just get... No, they're different.
Correct.
So they're happy to discuss the best system for your situation. And in fact, they're certified experts in the field of electric vehicle charging. So that's not easy. Working with big brands like RAA, and Charge Fox. So that gives you an idea of the level.
My word. Now, if RAA in your corner, you're going well. So if you drive an electric vehicle, the message is simple. Charge at home and you're free to roam with BC EV Chargers. That's bcevchargers.com.au.
Need an electrician and need one today? Ken Hall Electricians do it all. From lighting, power points and appliance installation to a full house rewire. No job is too big or small. Give Ken a call. Ken Hall Electricians. 8364 5855.
If you want to get off-road with confidence, make sure your four-wheel drive is TJM equipped. Now's the time to do it with big savings on Lovell's GVM and BTC kits and get up to 22% off kit prices. Save over $1,000 on selected vehicle kits, including a wide range of vehicles from Ford Rangers, Toyota Prado, Toyota Land Cruiser 70 Series and 200 Series. You better hurry though, it's on while stocks last, only at TJM Nailsworth and Clavelli Park. Some T's and C's apply.
If the bank's declined your business loan, no worries. Universal Finance make business loans easy. No financials required. Unsecured business loans and business overdrafts. Universal Finance can help your business now. For lightning fast settlement, sometimes in just a matter of hours. See Universal Finance in Kent Town today. Or search Universal Finance right now. This is general advice only, and you should consider the terms and conditions before determining whether this advice is suitable for your situation.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
10 minutes to 5. Caro coming up very, very shortly. And tomorrow we're taking the show on the road to the Elizabeth Tavern for 5AA Samful Live. Come see us at 4. Free West End schooner for the first 100 people through the door tomorrow. Some meal deals to give away, prizes. We've got passes to the Samful Super Match of the Round, Centrals and Norwood. We'll have a few players there as well. And it's all going to kick off at 4 o'clock. Elizabeth Tavern tomorrow. Make sure you're there.
Should be a lot of fun, I reckon. Get down there. I'm going to tell a few stories about my days at Elizabeth. They were fun, let me tell you.
They will be
Got
worth
a couple of crackers. I'm looking forward to one of those 100 schooners. No, I'll give them all away. Give them all away. So,
you're not allowed to drink beer.
No,
you can now.
Oh, you're back on
sort
it.
of technically
Oh,
can. Until
God.
I
There's
see the
89
doc
of them
next
that are
week.
in
We'll see how we
danger.
go. We'll go to Aldinga Beach. G'day, Gordon.
Oh, g'day. How you going?
Good, buddy.
Yeah, I've got a story to tell about Sunday.
Yeah.
Go, Gordon.
At the game at Hawthorn and the Power game.
Yeah.
And I'm a Crows supporter anyway, and it's the first time I've been to the Adelaide Oval there and across the bridge.
Oh, right.
But anyway, I was standing amongst a couple of guys there, and with a couple of mates that I went with, and then all of a sudden we won, right? We won by a point.
Yep.
Okay, and all these guys were standing with were Port Power supporters.
Yep.
And they were jumping up, and we were all hugging each other. We were all, just jumping up and
euphoria.
Yeah, couldn't believe it. That we won. And anyway, at the end of the hugging and the jumping and all that sort of stuff, we walked away. Said see you later, and off I went.
Yeah.
With my two mates. And anyway, walking along, and then one of my mates says, "Oh, you got a scarf hooked around your water bottle." A Port Power scarf.
Oh, right.
Well, I said, oh, yeah, well, must have been one of those other guys. And I felt really terrible that they probably thought that one of us probably flogged his scarf, right? So I just want to try to return it to the guy that we were jumping up and down and hugging each other and all that after the game.
This sounds like a community service announcement, Gordon. Where were you standing in the Adelaide Oval when that moment happened?
Yeah, we're standing, I'm not quite sure, about in the middle, and the bar was behind us.
On the east side, on the west
side?
Eastern side, so near the Gary
Eastern
McIntosh
side,
bar.
yeah.
Rightio. So if anybody was standing there with you, Gordon, and lost the scarf wrapped around your flask, then call into the station and we'll
Gordon,
get it back to you.
We got ourselves a problem here. The Unique Home-Style Food Tex has gone berserk and the lines have lit up like a Christmas tree. You've got to identify yourself because any dude can say it was mine.
Well, that's true.
Did he have
what did he look like? Yep.
Was he fat, skinny, tall, small? We might put you to our producer, Gordon.
I think the CBI are going to struggle to identify
That's
them.
exactly right. We need a few more
That's
details
all right, though,
than
Gordon.
that.
Hey, that's a
But
good
thank
Samaritan.
you. No, it is.
Good Samaritan.
I'd have just taken it. Hello, Deb.
Hi guys, how you going?
Good, mate.
Love your show. Now, Gordon sounds like a nice, caring
He does.
Crow supporter, loyal. So what I I'm Melbourne. My husband's Crows, and I'm an outsider looking into the Crows membership because my husband's Crows. I'm saying to my husband, you need to put Crows on notice because I don't feel that the Crows members are getting much love. I was listening to you, Timmy G and Stacey, I think it was a couple of days
that's
ago.
right, yep.
Because you're at the museum, and like I was driving home from work. This is why I'm ringing up. Took me a couple of days to get confident, but anyway. And I was driving. I was thinking, my God, I feel so like the purport, team management are just really in for their fans, caring for their fans, and I just feel like Crows management and stuff are just not in it for the Crows, I'm upset about the fixture because obviously we go to the Crow game and how we just seem to be always like on a Thursday night or Sunday afternoon and we can't go for lunch. Like last year we had Mother's Day about 12:10, I think the game was. Couldn't go for lunch. Yeah, maybe dinner. But then this Mother's Day we couldn't go. It was really too early to go for lunch or very quick lunch, and it was too late to go for dinner. I just feel like that the Crows members, not getting looked after very well.
Thank you, Deb.
That's a good, passionate call on behalf of her husband, really, because she's a D supporter. So.
She's actually a Crow supporter, masquerading as a D supporter on support of the Crows. And
but I do believe...
She did end up putting that Singapore Airline plane down.
Yeah. What I think she's getting at is...
A bit of turbulence for all of that, but...
The sooner they get a home, the better.
Yeah, that's
that
what she said. Deb, thank you.
Tell us what you think, Crows fans.
Can Deb get a $50 Powers voucher for that?
She's in the running, yes.
Story? She's in the running.
First time.
Hey, thank you, Deb.
Tim from Prospect, do you know who he barracks for?
Yeah.
He said, that scarf's not mine.
Yeah, I thought it. Have a listen to Ned Guy. Now, Ned Guy was a list manager with Collingwood. I think he got clipped from that, but he's now one of the people that work in the AFL executive that Jimmy Bartell said yesterday, it's like an iceberg, slow-moving iceberg. Decisions, they do reviews. There's a competitive balance review on as we speak. They do a lot of negotiation, a lot of chatting. They speak to everyone and they get everything organised. Then they actually sit down and make a decision. Have a listen to this.
How do you balance the opposition for change from the northern clubs against the Victorian and non-northern clubs who are saying, well, how much more do they have to pay?
Throughout the process and when the dust settled on last year, I think there was some, most clubs could understand the roles that the northern academies play. And I think where they sort of went beyond that was talking to us around the value of paying for a player at the draft. We've seen the draft evolve over the years, and it will continue to evolve. We've introduced the mid-season draft, for example. We've introduced the SSP. So there's actually still probably the same number, if not more, of players coming into the competition. It's not necessarily through the national draft. Yep. And then the bidding process that plays into the national draft and the DVI are all the things we'll look at when it comes to sort of paying fair value.
Now, are you real? I mean, honestly, let's remember Andrew Ireland was the architect, if you like, of the brainchild of the Northern Academies. Andrew Ireland now is an AFL commissioner. So good luck unscrambling that egg. And just have a look at our AFL commissioners and see who they represent. And I'll give you a clue. It's the northern states. Now, what we need here is a stronger voice in South Australia, and for that matter, WA and non-Victorian clubs along that line on that AFL commission. So the equivalent would be this. The SA Crows and Port have 4 teams aligned to them. We have a sample, which is basically our academy. Yep. The under-16s, under-18. Well, why don't the Crows and the Port get 4 teams each, and they get coaches and get some resource and pump it into the sample? They're going to have that academy down there at Footy Park if that ends up all happening, and put some resource in it so that when the best 1 or 2 or 3 kids come through for your clubs, we can bid for them. That's exactly what the northern states have got. Why can't we have that?
There's a version of it, but it's restricted to NGA, so Next Generation Academies.
That's what I mean.
So we do have access.
That's being half pregnant.
But they are basically.
That's a joke.
I think
it's a joke.
You guys get internationals, and I think Port get
it's a joke.
First Nations.
It's a joke. It's an absolute joke.
All right, let's talk to Cara about that after 5.
We certainly will. Straight after the 5 o'clock news.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
It's SA's biggest cover-up, and thousands of pool owners all over South Australia are implicated. Who's at the centre of it? Woco, of course. Put your pool to bed for winter with a Walco Guardian pool cover. Made right here in SA, a Walco Guardian pool cover will preserve your chemicals, keep your water clean, and you won't need to run your pump. The savings are amazing. Join the great cover-up and get a Walco Guardian pool cover. Visit walco.com.au.
I've been driving for most of my life and I've always been a safe driver. But as I've grown older, driving has become more challenging. Intersections feel busier. Driving in peak hour traffic and travelling longer distances is stressful. And driving at night or in bad weather is risky. Even small mistakes can be costly. Look for the signs. If driving is getting harder, there are alternatives. Make a plan to stop driving on your terms. Don't stop driving by accident. Think road safety, a message from the Government of South Australia.
Sorrow is the sucker punch that takes the wind out of you. Just when you start to focus again, grief cloaks you in darkness. But then you feel yourself lifted into the light. Distinctive Funerals gives you the strength to say goodbye your way. distinctivefunerals.com.au.
The very latest news and information. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Down to 7 tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow and 20. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
Experience the 2024 new-gen Mitsubishi Triton with 10 years warranty and servicing. Test drive at Agostino Mitsubishi.
The Prime Minister is refusing to respond to a push by the International Criminal Court to issue an arrest warrant for his Israeli counterpart Benjamin Netanyahu over the ongoing conflict in Gaza. The opposition has condemned the court's move and believes Australia should consider cutting ties with the ICC. But Anthony Albanese won't be drawn on the issue, saying he doesn't comment on court proceedings.
Be very clear about what's happened here. There's been an application, there's been no determination by the ICC against any individual or anybody.
The criminal court is also demanding the arrest of 3 Hamas leaders. A primary school teacher has been jailed for child sex offences. 57-year-old Clayton Page sent sexually explicit messages to an undercover cop posing as a 14-year-old girl arranging to meet at the Royal Show. He's been sentenced to 4 years jail with a non-parole period of 1 year and 10 months, backdated to his arrest last year. He worked at a number of schools, including Mark Oliphant College at Manopara. A 000 call centre operator has been fined and lost her licence after facing court today for an incident in the southern suburbs. 37-year-old Stacey Hafe pleaded guilty to driving a Ducati at 120 in a 70 zone in Lonsdale in 2022. The mother of 2 has been handed a $2,400 fine for what the judge described as behaviour beyond comprehension. Well, some South Australians could get hundreds of dollars off their energy bills next financial year under new baseline prices. The average household on a default market offer in SA will see reductions of around 2.8% from July. And Energy Minister Tom Koutsantonis says small business will get even more.
Small businesses will now save over $500 a year from their retail contracts. And of course, this is the default market offer, so this is the most expensive offer in the market. So that means that most small businesses will be able to get much larger discounts from competitive market offers.
The opposition's Stephen Patterson says any reduction is welcome, but we should keep it in perspective.
These come on the back of 2 years of massive price increases, and so overall both families and small businesses are still facing another year of what is record sky-high electricity bills here in South Australia.
The communication watchdog is taking court action against Optus over the 2022 data breach. ACMA alleges the telco failed to protect the personal information of customers. Millions of current and former customers were caught up in the incident. And the British Prime Minister has gone viral after a comical appearance to call an election. Protesters played the song Things Can Only Get Better in the background of Rishi Sunak's announcement, which was Tony Blair's theme song when he won in 1997. Mr Sunak was also drenched in pouring rain while detailing the trip to the polls next month, prompting a slew of memes. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Adelaide's biggest trading card store celebrates 30 years in business. Get into Sports Card World now. Regent Arcade.
It's selection night in the AFL and the Crows will name a 26-man squad this hour. They host the West Coast on Sunday. Coach Matthew Nix says inconsistency is an issue.
At the moment, the group that are playing for us are putting in, we've got to become more consistent. And then when in those clutch moments, be able to finish the game off and come out with the outcome we're after.
North Melbourne coach Alistair Clarkson says his side is edging closer toward their first win of the season. The Roos take on Port Adelaide in Hobart on Saturday. Clarkson says a competitive first half last weekend was a positive step forward.
We're in the game at half time, which we'd been unable to be in for the period of time, so that was pleasing, but as our challenge always presents, can we do it for longer into games, and that'll be our challenge again this week against a really good side in Port Adelaide.
Tonight, the round 11 opener is the Western Bulldogs v Sydney at Marvel Stadium. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon at Stirling, a breakdown on the freeway down track near the Stirling ramp. Speed restrictions in place there. At Jebbs Cross, the Burstwater Main, Green Junction Road near Main North Road. Got some road closures in place, so pretty sluggish there at the moment. Quite busy at O'Halloran Hill. Works on the Southern Expressway near Majors Road. Got speeds at 80. Always gets busy this time of night. Cameras, Conningham Street, Glenunga and Carrara Avenue at Payneham South. Absolutely everything is on sale at Freedom. Get 20 to 60% off all furniture, including sofas, dining, outdoor, bedroom and mattresses store-wide. Sale on now, only at Freedom. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 7 tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow and 20. Saturday, sunny and 21 and 22 on Sunday. Right now it's 15 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thanks, I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, an Adelaide couple tells of their terrifying plunge aboard the deadly Singapore Airlines flight, how they helped others, household power prices to fall, how much you'll save, his family touched by cancer, see one Adelaide man's remarkable effort to help fight the disease, and the rush for what could be your ticket to $150 million. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
If you've seen Aldi's low prices, you may have thought they're having a sale, but they're not. And here's how you can tell. If there was a sale, I'd be talking like this and saying, "Hurry!" on a megaphone while a time bomb ticks and dollar signs flash before your eyes and your ears ring with a cha-ching! But there is no sale. Just low prices every day at Aldi. So you can sit back, relax and enjoy the soothing everyday sound of an Aldi checkout. Aldi, good different.
The Adelaide Hills are most certainly alive. So many new families are now heading up there and getting the tree change. These people enjoy the space, they seek change. They have chosen to discover what is on the road less travelled. And if you're heading up the hills to the freeway, take the Bridgewater exit and you'll be discovering the home of Nissan in the hills.
You know when your life's getting away from you? How's this? Right now it's the end of financial year in Adelaide Hills Nissan.
Wow.
We're starting to say end of financial year, EOF.
EOFS.
Is that what it is? Oh, get out. Receive incredible 1.9% finance offers on select models plus 2-year free servicing on 23 models. I'm going to do that again. 1.9 finance offer on select models and 2-year free servicing on their 23 models T&Cs apply. That is incredible.
Get up there. Hurry up. The road less travelled to Nissan's home in the hills and check out the savings and offers. Adelaide Hills Nissan since 1954, Mount Barker Road, Bridgewater.
At KO, everyone's welcome, even if you just go for the team with the best jersey. There's nothing like being a part of it. Just ask Tom Stewart or Pat Carrigan.
That's right, Gilly. There's plenty of room. So get on board with KO.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA, always Adelaide.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
8 minutes after 5, it is our Thursday night selection night. Crows and Port Adelaide's teams to drop just over 40 minutes away. It'll drop at 5:50 tonight, so we'll have them first. Coming up, Liam Duggan from the West Coast Eagles. We'll chat Thunderbirds, their heartbreaking 1-point loss on the weekend to the FIVEAA. Taylor Williams to join us. And more of your calls as well. 8223 0000 is the number to call. But right now, it's time to welcome in Caro.
Caroline Wilson. Thanks to Harvey Norman Clearance Centre. Cooking appliances, washing machines, dishwashers, TVs and more. 919 Marion Road, Marion.
G'day, Caroline. Thank you very much for coming on. Appreciate it.
Hello. Oh, always a pleasure, Tim. Hello, Stephen.
Hello, Caro.
Now, Caro, I was watching you, as I do, on Footy Classified, and I heard you say the words, there's going to be delays to the National Reserves comp, Tier 2. I went, no. That can't be true, is it?
Well, unfortunately, it is.
Why?
Say it ain't so, Tim.
Yeah.
Look, money is one reason. Concerns about the Sandful is another reason. Concerns about the VFL is another reason. Cost is the main one. And then there's, although there are many people saying that this could become a really popular part of the broadcast deal, there are others saying it's worth absolutely nothing and no one watches the VFL now, so why would they watch it? I disagree with that, by the way. I think the AFL is moving so slowly on this and I'm so disappointed by their decision to move slowly. But what is also of concern to me is that I think, well, obviously Fremantle are not sort of completely 100% behind it, although they would definitely go for it. But the other problem is that the AFL is now saying, well, surely there are other ways we could make up for the fact that, for example, certainly the two Adelaide clubs seem to be always completely stymied by the Sandful fixture. Whenever their clubs are playing, it just seems to be that it doesn't work. If their AFL team's away, their Sandful team is not away, etc., etc. The AFL is looking at ways that they can fix that. I think they've gone a bit weak on the whole thing, and I just sort of feel disappointed that the AFL has set out to try and equalise the competition, and there are all sorts of things being sought by clubs, particularly in the West, who are hot, and we spoke about this last week, on their travel disadvantages. They're also trying to say now that, well, obviously the two Adelaide clubs now get an extra home game, and they're not against that, but what can they get in compensation for that? So, Craig Hutchison, my colleague, said the other night, good clubs find a way, and that is true, but I do think that the most unfair situation of everything in the fixture is the fact that some teams have a reserve, most clubs have a reserves team that plays in an almost national competition and that four clubs don't, and it's just not fair.
So you said that money's an issue, and then you said there's issues at the Sandful. What one, is money too tight to mention? We can't get enough money to fund it? I'd say
Tim, I agree.
I'd
the
say
AFL
they just
is
choose
a
not to.
non-for-profit.
Yeah.
The AFL is a non-for-profit, but they're sort of saying, clubs are complaining about money, and then they're complaining about travel, and now they want us to organise travel for another whole competition, another whole set of teams. And I'm sort of like, well, it's a national competition. Why on earth are we worrying about cost? I mean, I'm not saying that, a West Coast reserves team would have to take charter flights like the West Coast team does, but if the fixture was sorted out and they all travelled together, well, they could all be on the same flight. I don't understand why they're balking at this. It definitely won't happen next year. I was hopeful it would happen in 2026. I'm even concerned that might not happen.
So what would be the issues at Sandful level?
Oh, they're just worried about the future survival of their own club and their own competition.
Mate, they will thrive without those two teams in there. I just want to make a
this
statement
is the AFL
of fact.
telling me this.
Yeah,
Don't shoot the messenger.
No, that's okay. West Coast Eagles last week lost by 160 points in the waffle. They're awful.
Yeah, that's not.
Now, that's got nothing to
healthy.
do with the waffle or the competition. They got injuries and they don't have the quality of top-up players, because who wants to do a top-up player when you got to give up your job, basically? You don't get paid 3/5 of you-know-what all, Caro. The other one is Port of Bottom. Last I looked, 6 games, haven't won a game, and Crows have only won 2. So they can't say it's the competition because they can't win those 3 teams. They just can't. So then they go and blame the top-ups. They blame everything else other than themselves. It's not the competition. I hate them running it down. And if the AFL's saying that, I'll have a crack at them as well, Caro. This is about money. They went down the Women's League path, and they went down that path, and it's cost them a national comp. They can't afford it. End of story, close the book. And if Port want to leave, go. And if Crows want to leave, go as well. Go. Get your own money and go.
Well, the argument from the AFL is that will everyone remain as fascinated by the prospects, and I think they will, of Norwood and Glenelg, etc. If they're having a look at a national reserves competition. I just don't think that washes that argument, and I feel the same way about Port Melbourne and Williamstown in the VFL. So I hear what you're saying, Stephen. But I honestly think if it's a level playing field in a national competition, it's crazy to me that the second tier team is not playing in the same competition.
Oh, okay. Well, I'd built harder at academies, but we don't have time to discuss that. I have been doing that with Eddie over the last week or so. Ken Hinkley.
Well, that's going to change. That's going to change. The academies are going to change. And I'll be able to give you that news by August, I reckon.
Good. It has to carry.
The academies, you will be able to get. We're talking about next generation academies.
No, academies. We've all got NGAs, academies. Why can't we handpick the best players here in South Australia, like New South Wales and Queensland and Sydney and Gold Coast and Brisbane can?
Well, your academies will come back to the point where if a really good player who has been nurtured as a next-gen player, not just normal, as a player who comes from a difficult background, a multicultural background, or who mightn't have been given the opportunity to join a footy pathway, you will get, the Crows or Port will get first dibs at that player. They'll just have to pay adequate compensation. And it's going to be a lot tougher for the Gold Coast to get the sort of players they got this year.
Yeah, it needs to. Ken Hinkley, is he coaching for his future?
Look, it's just, I've just been watching him, and I know I said this the other night on Classified, but it's just fascinated me, Ken's body language over the last few weeks.
Okay.
I've not seen him. I know he's a good celebrator, and I know it was so dynamic watching him down on the ground the other day when Sam Mitchell was up in the box, and it just seemed to be, well, for Ken on that occasion, the right thing to do. But I think he had a conversation with Ross Lyon after that game when we watched those two coaches leave the ground, and of course they're good mates, former teammates from many years ago. But I think that he knows that if Port don't make the 8, he's probably gone this year. He's obviously got tougher resistance now, and perhaps not quite the support he had with some of the people who've joined the board in the most recent time. And I also think that we know there's a succession plan that's ready to go, and it's going to be ready to go next year if things don't work out for Ken. Wow. And I have no doubt that he will find a job in footy. Absolutely no doubt about that at all, because he's going to be sought after. But I'd really like him to see out his contract, and I just would really like him to see him reap the benefits of, this much vaunted young midfield that he talks about with such, with such absolute passion whenever he talks, and the rest of the group. So I just think what we're seeing now is a lot more emotion from Ken Hinkley, and I'm quite enjoying the drama of it all, I must say.
Well, that's massive. So if he doesn't make the 8, he's gone. Club's call or his call?
I think if he doesn't make... Well, look, circumstances, there's caveats on that, Stephen, and I'm putting it on the line, but not completely. Obviously, if Port finished 9th and had a string of dreadful injuries, that would be different. But if they were to fall further down the ladder, and it's such a bizarre season, it's impossible to call, I'd be really concerned that Ken would go at the end of this year and that Josh would replace him. Josh Carr would replace him.
Wow. Timmy.
Yeah,
You're gobsmacked.
I think they've signed him for 2 years, and I think they'll see that out.
You think they'll stick to it, even if they finish in? I think bottom six and he's gone, Tim.
Well, there's no way. Port aren't going to finish bottom six.
No. Well, I just think he really wants to have one more crack and another 2 years, and I just think he's going to be under enormous pressure if they don't make the eight.
Yeah, well, he's got that. He's been given that contract. So, and look, at the moment, they're sitting...
Fourth.
6 and 4, is it?
They're doing all right.
Yeah, it's not going all right.
God, the wheels would have to completely fall off
7
from
and
here,
3,
Caro.
7 and 3 in fourth place.
There you
I'd
go.
take that.
Fourth place, yeah. So, no.
Hey, I'm just saying, don't you see? I think he's been under enormous pressure, and I think what he did the other day and the way he responded to, and I know it was an historic victory, and Geelong was obviously an historic victory because it had been so long since they'd won there, but I just think the drama is playing out, and he knows he's coaching for his future.
Well, there you go. All right. Who's coaching Tassie?
Well, what did you think of Nathan Buckley sort of unofficially throwing his hat into the ring?
Oh, he'd be brilliant.
Yeah, I think Nathan...
I love him.
Is a good coach.
He's going to be so much better at another club.
Would be...
Yeah.
Sometimes they're always that bit better in the second time around, and especially at the younger age.
I think what Nathan Buckley's got in his favour is that he could join them, in the next couple of years, couldn't he? He could join them next year if he wanted to.
He's free.
He's free. I think I think his former partner is now in a relationship with a Tasmanian, so there might be a chance he will be spending more time over there, and therefore his boys will be as well.
Okay.
I'm just sort of. I've got no idea about that, but it's on the record that Tanya is now with in a relationship with a Tasmanian businessman. I think the other thing about Nathan Buckley is that a lot of us believe he never really got a proper crack at it because of that botched succession plan and the lingering issues, and then by the time things did sort of get it together, he was very unfortunate, with that grand final. But on the other side of the coin, Chris Scott is still my number one by 1,000 miles.
To do the job.
Yeah, wow. Completely. And that's who, there are so many reasons I like Chris Scott. And look, he could end up at Brisbane when Chris Fagan finally goes. And I think that there's definitely going to be a role for Chris Fagan in Tasmania if he wants it, but it might not be coach. I just think that Chris Scott had such success with Geelong, and coaching in a regional part of Victoria, which is sort of seen as a template for Tasmania. And he's so, his longevity, the environment he's created at Geelong. When I became Chief Footy Writer of the Age, Geelong was not a place people really wanted to go and play footy.
Yeah, right. How long
ago
was that?
Now he's helped turn it into a destination club because of.
Well, they've got a lot of things going at that stadium, haven't they?
Well, they've got a great stadium. They live near the surf coast of Victoria, but people just like playing at Geelong because they don't have as many meetings. He's a lot more relaxed about that sort of stuff. I just think it's an easier existence, and I think he is. The retention won't be, I think, the problem some people say, but I think he coaches clubs that become a very attractive place to be playing footy at.
Yeah, yep. Luke Parker, what's his?
He got 6.
Did he get 6?
He got 6 weeks.
And they're appealing.
He got 6 weeks. Okay. Sydney are appealing as we speak. They believe that was far too harsh. They're going for 4 weeks. I just can't believe the fortunes of Luke Parker, Stephen. Broke his arm, got AFL Live membership this year, broke his arm in that trial game against the Giants. We sort of felt he'd be back playing by round 3 or 4. Would have been playing, I'm told, by the club this week. That was the game at Frankston last weekend, was seen as his last go in the tooth. He clearly wasn't happy about it. The problem is that he's under another judiciary with this situation. He might have it reduced by a week, but you're playing against a footballer who's not paid full time, who's got a pretty badly smashed up face, and who has a full-time job. So, and he might have been a clean player for most of his career, but it's just extraordinary how how he's fallen. Sydney are telling me the Sydney board met today at Temperance Hall, which is where they were founded in 1874, the South Melbourne Footy Club. They're assuring me that he's very much part of their second half of the year plans, but it's going to be tough for him now.
Yeah, it is. Absolute star. Crows might look at him, Caro. Hey, as always, thanks for your time.
Great to chat, boys.
Thanks,
See you next week.
Yeah.
See ya.
Harvey Norman Clearance Centre, from cooking appliances to washing machines, dishwashers, TVs and more. There's new stock arriving weekly, all with manufacturer's warranties. Harvey Norman Clearance Centre, 919 Marion Road. Marion, bring us Caroline Wilson.
23 after 5. Here's your roads.
At Jeb's Cross, Burst Water Main, Green Junction Road near Main North Road. Road closures in place there, so really heavy for the drive out at the moment. Got a few delays at Hackney at the moment as you're heading out of town, just near the Botanic Gardens. Super slow South Road at Karata Park, and works today at Ottaway, Eastern Parade near Maid Terrace, speeds at 40. Cameras, Glenunga Avenue, Glenunga, and McGill Road at McGill. To celebrate their 16th birthday, Anytime Fitness are offering a $200 club voucher to new members in May. Sign up online or in club. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. Join Rowey and Timmy G in the studio every afternoon with 5AA's live video stream of the Sports Show. Thanks to Foodland. With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Need a truck, van, car, ute, hybrid, 12 to 25-seater bus or something else? Budget Car and Truck Rental have you sorted. Plus trolleys, trailers, boxes, furniture covers, tapes, blankets and many other accessories. Whatever the job, Budget is your one-stop shop. With multiple locations across Metro and regional SA, it couldn't be easier. Budget Car and Truck Rental. Get to the good stuff. Call 13 27 27 or visit budget.com.au.
Don't miss your chance to grab a run-out deal at Formula Honda. Enjoy run-out prices on the Honda HR-V while stocks last. An effortlessly stylish, next-generation hybrid with intuitive safety technology from just $43,900. Plus, score a deal on the iconic Honda Accord with a 7-year warranty, 7 years roadside assist and 5 standard low-price services. Run into Formula Honda while the run-out deals last. Glen Osmond Road, Glen Osmond or North East Road, Modbury.
Thinking of painting and don't know where to start?
We do, because we know paint at Crowey's.
So, visit Crowey's. And while you're there, join Crowey's Club to get 10% off everything.
We know paint at Crowey's.
Airlines available. Caro's getting her own arrows.
A little
on the back of the can. We'll play it again.
Bouncing back.
What she said. Anyway, Foodland stores are local, independently owned supermarkets with over 90 stores across SA. They are indeed the mighty South Aussies. They're passionate about providing great food and all your favourite brands, along with some of the best supermarket experiences in the world.
I like it that much. I just keep doing it. I did it again today. Went in. I thought, I wouldn't mind some grapes. And so I just went in there, got a bag of grapes, and while I was there, I thought, the yogurts look good. So I grabbed some yogurts. I just kept going. It's amazing. You know why? Foodland are passionate about providing their customers with fresh, local produce and a full range of groceries, personalised service with competitive prices. Great value always lives at Foodland. So don't forget, check your letterbox every week. I actually pulled them out yesterday. The catalogue's filled with hundreds of great specials, and you can sign up online and receive it straight to your inbox.
Done.
Too easy.
Do it. When fresh really counts, great food lives at Foodland. They are truly the mighty South Aussies.
With UniSuper, greater value super comes from over 40 years of thinking great. Awarded CanStar's Outstanding Value 3 years running, UniSuper's in-house investment team drives lower fees, meaning more of your earnings push toward your tomorrow. Every Australian can join a super fund that values a future worth retiring for at unisuper.com.au. Look forward. Think great. Consider UniSuper Limited's PDS and TMD on its website and your circumstances before making decisions, because we haven't.
Dreaming of a getaway? Now's the perfect time. With the G'day Parks app, not only do you get access to more parks in more places, but if you book on the app before the 31st of August for travel anytime this year, you'll be entered into the draw to win free fuel for a year. A whole year of free fuel. Book to win and get away on us. G'day Parks, the easy way to get away. Here's good. G'dayParks.com.au. T's and C's apply. Permit number OCT TP 24/00628.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
I think that he knows if Port don't make the 8, he's probably gone this year. He's obviously got tougher resistance now and perhaps not quite the support he had with some of the people who've joined the board in the most recent time. And I also think that we know there's a succession plan that's ready to go, and it's going to be ready to go next year if things don't work out for Ken.
28 after 5. Caro moments ago speaking about Ken Hinkley.
Well, getting smashed on the unique home style food text, this sums up a lot. What a lot of dribble is Caro talking about with Ken? Question mark. Just talking for the sake of it. Idiot. Jeff Sale. Well, I shouldn't have put I'm not saying that. Jeff did. That last word's a bit harsh. She'd have her thoughts, she'd have her intel, and she'd have her mail. Mate, he's as safe as houses. They're playing. Timmy, I'll ask you.
Yes.
Because you seem a bit dumbfounded on it.
Well,
are they playing for Ken?
It's not.
Are they top 4?
It's not even that.
Have they put together a really good list?
If there was a moment that Ken was going to lose his job, it would have been last year, where they could have easily said, right, we're not going to renew you. Okay, so they've said, no, you're coaching.
Done.
They gave him 2 years.
Done.
They'll follow that through.
Of course they will.
So, yeah, I don't know where that was stimulated from.
Well, and Caro went on to say there's new board members. Well, the big one is Treaders. Yeah. Treaders could not be, with us, on air and off air, any more supportive of Ken and his coaching group.
Yeah,
and that's fact, isn't he?
He's been on there.
Well, am I talking out of school
months.
there? He
Not
has.
even that, 3 months.
Yeah,
probably,
I mean, what can he do?
Yeah.
He's 1 out, 9 back.
It was one from left field, that was for sure. It caught me off guard, I've got to say.
Were you a bit dumbfounded?
Oh, I was
you
a bit
should
dumbfounded.
You know what you should have done for Harvey Norman?
Yeah.
You know what you should have done?
No.
Done that giggle you did when they kicked that goal.
Yeah,
like when Caro was, you should have broken into that Joker giggle.
Pure lunacy. Couple of unique homestyle food texts. One said, Timmy, bugger Rowey, you never read my text. How can a top side like Collingwood blood youngsters like, and yet the Crows, we haven't debuted Dowling, of course Curtin, Taylor, Strawn. We've got to keep the youth. We've got to keep blooding youth, says Mark. So he's too scared to do it, he reckons. Young Mark, he reckons Nixie just won't do it. And another one I've got here is... if a deal has been done with Josh Carr after Ken, mistake, should go to market, says Ian. No deal's been done, I don't think, Ian.
Nah.
So, yeah, I think that one came from left field.
Get your calls in, 8223 0000. Crows and Port teams in about 20 minutes, and Liam Duggan next from the Eagles.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good evening, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. Bird flu has been detected at a second farm in Victoria. The Prime Minister is refusing to respond to a push by the International Criminal Court to issue an arrest warrant for Benjamin Netanyahu over the ongoing conflict in Gaza. A distillery based in the eastern suburbs can lay claim to the world's best gin. And in sport, we'll find out who's in and who's out for the Crows and Port this weekend in the next half hour. Now checking 5AA traffic.
G'day there, it's Salisbury Downs. A crash to look out for. Kings Road near Martins Road. Jeps Cross, Burst Water Main, Grange Junction Road near Main North Road. Got some road closures in place there. Delays are awful. We're slow at the moment heading outbound at Hillcrest. That's as if you're on North East Road. And we've got works at Northfield, Grange Junction Road near Peter Brown Drive. Cameras, Glen Stewart Road, McGill and Lanes Road at Holton Hill. Get bed matched and receive up to 50% off your mattress purchase. T's and C's apply. Go to better sleep at 40 weeks. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
5AA weather down to 7 tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow and 20. Right now it's 14. We'll have more news at 6 and as it happens on 5AA.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
Well, as councils across the suburban area grapple with major cost blowouts, none is feeling the pinch more than Burnside Council. At a time when other councils are looking at significant rate increases, Burnside is looking at a completely staggering and off-the-charts 14% rate increase.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
Do we have enough people who've got financial smarts to run this L-plate tier of government?
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Aldi's pre-diced chicken breast is now just $10.99 per kilo.
saving you enough time to get remarried, buy a boat, or just make chicken casserole. Aussie chicken at Aldi prices. Aldi, good different.
CMAX Clinical Research is currently investigating a potential treatment that could help millions of people affected by ulcerative colitis around the world. We need the help of proud South Australians like you to join us and make a difference. If you're aged 18 to 65 and have no significant health conditions, you may be eligible. Once you complete the trial, you'll be paid generously for your time. Ready to help advance tomorrow's healthcare? Log on to cmax.com.au today. That's cmax.com.au.
God, if you love cars, you love a Mitzi. It's a Mitsubishi. If you love a Mitzi, you'll love the Mitsubishi Triton. Triton is a...
Oh, you can't frighten a Triton.
Can't frighten a Triton. And if you love the Mitzi Triton, you will really, really love the brand new 2024 the new gen Mitzi Triton. Oh, my God.
Correct. And if you're dealing with those legends at Agostino
Correct.
Mitsubishi, they are professionals. They've been putting smiles on the dials of Adelaide's Mitsubishi lovers for over 35 years. So they're experts in exceptional service.
Aggies, or Agostinos, Aggies who have Aggie Mitzies,
Correct.
Agostino Mitzies, they are the best. They're voted as the best in the state.
Yeah.
Not only that, in Australia. They're benchmarked. How's their new Mawson Lakes one?
The Universe, I think
Oh,
they got the
God.
award.
Well, their team, it's their team, mate.
It is.
Treat yourself to a test drive of the 2024 new gen Mitzi Triton and see if you can resist snapping it up. A great deal. This is the kicker. 10-year warranty and 10-year capped price service.
Correct. Hurry and meet the team at Agostino Mitsubishi Nailsworth or the brand new state-of-the-art dealership at Agostino Mitsubishi Mawson Lakes and test drive the new 2024 Gen Mitsubishi Triton today.
This is RB Day for Supercraft Bedding with Tales from the Bedroom. I was talking to Sandy in the office the other day. Her son works in a local waste centre. He said, Mum, we see everyone else's mattress brand come through. Some even look new, but we hardly ever see Supercraft mattresses. Why is that? Sandy replied, when you know you're on a good thing, you tend to hold on to it. Supercraft Bedding, building better flippable beds. 42 Richmond Road, Keswick.
At SEW Euro Drive, we're a global leader, bringing decades of expertise in designing, developing and manufacturing cutting-edge drive technology to help keep industry constantly moving. Our industry-leading stock holdings are strategically positioned across Australia, ensuring quick access to a wide range of drive solutions backed by a team of experts who understand the unique challenges in your region. SEW Euro Drive, driving Australian industry since 1982.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
24-6, we've got Crows and Port Adelaide's round 11 teams. They're at 15 minutes away, and Taylor Williams from the Thunderbirds in a few moments' time.
I'm nervously looking forward to this game on Sunday. We call it 4:10, Crows v the Eagles. Eagles are coming. Their last week's form was terrific. They've got an absolute star with them. They're dangerous. It's a danger game for us, and they're rejuvenated. Let's go to their co-captain, Liam Duggan. Liam, welcome.
G'day, boys. How are we?
God, it's amazing when you got your good talent on the park and you got one on each line and they're all going okay. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, mate. We've had a few good games. Definitely been a lot more competitive than we have been over the last couple of years, and we're starting to feel like it's clicking a little bit for us, which is really nice.
Excellent. How are you enjoying the co-captaincy? Because, gee, you're having a ripper year. I've looked at your numbers, nearly career best numbers down back, Liam.
Yeah, I think, mate, that's the product of the team playing well, to be honest. It's a lot easier to play well when the team's playing well, and in terms of the co-captaincy, it's been a challenge, but I'm enjoying every minute of it, learning plenty, and I can't wait for my co-captain to be back alongside me, to be honest, but hopefully he's not too far away either.
Excellent. Will you be anywhere near Taylor Walker? 19 goals in 2 games last year. He's treated you guys like bunnies.
Yeah, he's had a couple of days against us. He's had those against most sides, though, Tex, quality player, and I think we're a little bit better suited to handle him this time around. But yeah, certainly one that we're not taking lightly. Just we've got a few boys back in the side as well. So he's been a quality player for a long time. He's had his way with us the last couple of times.
Well said.
Hey, Liam, you guys kicked 105 points against Melbourne, and they've got a fair defence. I know Lever sort of hurt himself, but that's a really good effort. And I thought a lot of it came from the way you move the ball. Yeah,
it was interesting. The D's obviously really strong in a lot of areas, particularly around that contest and stoppage area, and their team defence is so strong as well. So we knew if we could match it in that area, which our midfielders did really well, our forwards put a lot of pressure on. I think that actually created a little bit of variety for us when we got the ball back. We weren't doing or wasting all our energy defending. It kept a bit of energy and running the legs for our offence, which I think we were able to find the gap really nicely over the weekend, and then we had a good balance between going down the line and taking a few kicks off through the middle, which helped us out as well. So I think it was variety that we were able to find our way through with.
Your forward line too, starting to see some familiar names pop back in there. Flying Ryan, that was great to see him back.
Yeah, it was. It was almost mark of the century. No, Flying was. We knew probably with Flying it was going to take a couple of weeks for him to feel like he was back to his best, and I think we saw some elements of that as the game went on the weekend, which is really nice for us and for him as well. So I think the best part about our forwards, when they bring the pressure and they bring a contest, they give themselves plenty of opportunities, and like I said before, the midfielders are getting the stoppage done. We're getting good looks down there at the moment.
Harley Reid, how good is he, Liam?
Yeah, well, the hype pre-draft for him, certainly seen he's delivering, that's for sure. But he's he's been incredible what he's been able to do. Definitely on the field, I think we've all seen that. But I'm really impressed with the way that he's handled the attention and everything that's come his way pre-joining us at West Coast, and then since obviously what he's done as well. So it's been a big journey for him in 9 or 10 games already. But yeah, we're really happy with the player that he is, but more importantly, the teammate that he's becoming, and all the boys love having him around, which is the most important thing.
God, he's 19, Liam. God, they just build them different, don't they? He's 19.
Yeah, I know. You do have to remind yourself sometimes with the stuff that he's doing. I think they seem to be a little bit more ready these days, and I definitely think back to 10 years ago, and there's no way I'm doing anywhere near the stuff that he's doing. But I look across the board with some of our young blokes, and I think across the competition as well. The young talent that we're getting into the game at the moment is really special. So yeah, we've got a good one in Harley, but we're pretty impressed with our other boys as well that have joined us over the last couple of years.
Well done. Just trying to sow some seeds of doubt here, Liam, so just work with me. Do you know your Adelaide Oval record in the last 6 games? 0-6, buddy. Liam, 0-6.
It's history, Liam. Don't worry about it. It's history.
Because he's Port Adelaide, Liam. He's in your corner because he likes you guys beating us. But not only that, your losing margin is 62 points. It's 10 goals. Liam, you guys are no chance Sunday.
Oh, dear. Please play the
pretty certain on the results. I wasn't sure of the numbers, but yeah. No, I'm gonna remember that one, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey! I'm just mucking, Liam. I'm just mucking around with you. I'm just having fun.
I don't think you are.
No, I don't mind that.
Good man. Hey, just scouting the Crows before you let you go. What's their strengths?
They've got plenty. I think the Crows, they've been in every game. I know they haven't got probably the results, but geez, they've been close a couple of times, and toss of the coin for a couple of those. So we're coming over, know that we've got to bring our best, and only that. So I think what they do is they've got a really great way to score. The slingshot footy that they can play and really bounce off the half-back or their stoppage is really dangerous. So that's something that we'll be looking for. And we've got to get a hold of some of their good players, which we'll be looking to do as well.
Well, we love Bunga Hearn. You're the new Bunga Hearn, Liam. Thanks for coming on, mate. All the best on Sunday. And let's hope, you do well. Not.
No worries. Thanks, fellas.
Liam, thanks very much, mate.
Good man.
The co-captain of the West Coast Eagles, our
he's
guest.
a ripper.
Yeah,
he's having a remarkable season.
They are, and
the reason I mentioned
they're
Bunga,
starting to turn it around.
Yeah. I mean, the capital D for me this Sunday. Danger. What was that ABC show with the...
Lost in Space. Danger, Will Robertson. Danger.
Yep. God, we've got a few outs. Team very shortly. I'm nervous.
Actually, about
I don't want to be nervous, Timmy.
8 minutes away, that side.
Yeah, we'll get that in a moment.
Oh, God.
We'll keep you getting your calls on the 8223 0000 very shortly, but first, let's check your traffic.
It's always down to crash to look out for Kings Road near Martins Road, Jebbs Cross, Burst Water Main, Grange Junction Road near Main North Road. Got some road closures in place there. She is super slow. Quite busy at the moment. Tapley's Hill Road at Glenelg North with Cameron's Osmond Terrace Norwood and Lions Road at Holden Hill. Experience the entire Mini range at Glenelg Mini Garage, Adelaide's independent family-owned Mini dealership. Experience the fun that follows a Mini at Glenelg Mini Garage. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blocking up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on, or your hot water is gone, or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Precise.
Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Call 1300 700 200. That's 1300 700 200. Precise Plumbing and Electrical. On time, on budget, on the job.
Or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Call Precise.
NRG Solar knows that solar isn't just about panels. It's about future-proofing. Start your journey to self-sufficiency today. Be the visionary. Take charge. NRG Solar's new warehouse is fully stocked with a stunning range of wholesale solar and battery equipment. See it for yourself. Discover the power of solar at NRG Solar. Call 1300 858 160 or visit nrgsolar.com.au and make tomorrow brighter. That's nrgsolar.com.au.
Got a few of these, Tim, unique home-style food texts before I do my Crowies. Could you show some respect to this guy from West Coast? We were just having, well, me, not you, I was having fun with him. He's a ripper. Clem Duncan, he knows. I'm Crowies, West Coast. What's the drama? You didn't like it, did you? Did you think I was disrespectful?
No, I thought you handled it all right. I thought he handled it all right.
Oh, that's what I mean. Read the room. Did he come to the party? Yes, he did. Was he laughing? Absolutely. God, fair dinkum. Otherwise, it's boring as bat droppings. Let's do this. Crowies, love them.
Well, that's not boring.
No.
No.
God, if you've got to paint something.
Don't you love it when it's finished too, the finished product?
The smell.
Oh, the smell's amazing.
God. I like the methylated spirits-based one. You open that up and it just gives you a hit like you're having smelling salts.
No, I don't think you should be doing that.
Crowies have got more, Timmy.
That could explain a lot.
Quick as lightning, you. I love Crowies. You know why? Because I use them and I love them. They got, whether you're doing a chair, a door, a wall, doesn't matter. Metal, tile, steel. It's all about the questions. Timmy, what are you painting? Then you give them a cut.
That's right.
So you need to undercut it. How do I prep it? What do I need to do? Do I need to stain it? Whatever.
Is it outside? Is it inside?
All of that. Crowies only sell quality paint. So that's their starting point.
Correct.
Then they've got the knowledge. They don't want you to come back and do it again.
No.
No. One time, first time,
do it well.
The right time. Visit crowiespaints.com.au. Do what I do. There's a store near you. They are simply the best.
Receive your golden ticket and win at Solitaire Volkswagen. Choose your demonstrator Volkswagen passenger or commercial vehicle. Have it delivered by June 30 and you will receive your exclusive golden ticket where you can instantly win up to $5,000 off your Volkswagen. 100 prizes up for grabs with a combined value over $40,000. Visit Solitaire Volkswagen in Hawthorne and Medindi today for your chance to win. Hurry, ends Saturday 25 May. SA permit T24/795. Full T's and C's at solitairevolkswagen.com.au. DL 65541.
One Sunday night, a devoted mother fed her children and put them to bed. It was the last time anyone saw her. Police treated her as a runaway mum. Join me, Hedley Thomas, for a new cold case investigative podcast. Coming soon to The Australian.
Good health is contagious. And at Bupa, we're helping our almost 4 million members live healthier. Join Bupa for award-winning health insurance and feel good health catch on.
Living with diabetes? Ditch finger pricks with Freestyle Libre, the wearable sensor that monitors glucose levels straight to your phone. Trial it now for only $15 at freestylelibre.com.au. T's and C's apply. Follow directions for use.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
13 minutes to 6. We're going to chat Thunderbirds very shortly with Taylor Williams. They went down by point on the weekend, and we got a double pass to give away shortly as well to the T-Birds home game. More of your calls, 8223 0000, and Crows and Port teams in about 2.5 minutes.
Oh, I'm getting smashed, Timmy.
Yeah?
Text line, I'm getting
Oh,
smashed.
okay.
Row, why the F are you always tempting fate with your disrespect of opposition teams? Just because you were a bench warmer and you can't make up for all your failings by demeaning others. Peter, it was sort of like, if I read the room wrong and it was disrespectful, I would quickly apologise and jump. It was just a, Pete, do you want just a boring little interview? How you going, Dugs? I hope you win, mate. What are the Crows' strengths? How do you think we'll go against Reed? Oh, that's okay. You dopey Dora.
But what do you think if West Coast win? What do you think's going to happen?
I'm in all sorts on Monday. Timmy and Pete, you be the first
they will come
Timmy.
piling in.
No, I'll get smashed because I've said you're my bunny. You're
The
this.
only
you're
thing
that.
you haven't done yet is play Can You Feel It?
Yeah.
You've gone just about every
No,
other
but
box you've
very
ticked.
close.
This is the worst scenario for S Row. Taylor Walker does not get a kick.
And you lose.
Crows lose, and Reed,
No.
I don't know,
Tears
takes
it up.
Mark of the Year, Goal of the Year, Fend off a year, everything a year.
40 touches.
In actual fact, if that does happen,
I'll have to roll you into the
Pete,
Calvary
careful
Eagle.
where you go here.
no, here we go, Pete. If that happens, I'm not coming in Monday. I'll disqualify myself for a show.
I think the boss might have something else to say about
Go in
that.
hiding.
but-
Well, I'm allowed to do that.
Yeah, well,
I will
don't know if you
no,
are.
Pete.
You're allowed to
no,
give
Pete's
yourself
had
a day
crack
off.
at me. Pete, I will disqualify myself and go fishing.
Oh, that, yeah.
That is what I'll do.
What a punishment.
Oh,
What a shame.
you look like Ricky Gervais there. That's what you were doing. Oh, that's funny. Oh, no, that's it. Pete, I apologise. It wasn't meaning to be demeaning. It was the style I went for. If I got it wrong, I will pay for it at about 7 o'clock Sunday if the Crows lose. But they won't. It's unlosable. They just couldn't
it's
possibly.
unlosable.
What have I done wrong now, Ricky Gervais?
They just beat Melbourne.
Yeah, at home.
Oh, you can't help yourself.
You heard the blind squirrel gag?
Oh, yes, I have.
Yes,
actually. Yes,
they
okay.
tripped over a nut
They've
in
done it
Melbourne.
3 times this year.
Melbourne are nuts. We're not.
No.
Hey, we got ranking this week.
No.
Can I take the last 3 minutes of radio back? I forgot rankings out.
You did forget that. And a very good player at
All right.
that.
So the teams are landing as we speak. Port Adelaide's team has just dropped. They have 3 changes. Connor Rowey is into the side, which is great. First time in a couple of weeks. Jordan Sweet and Lockie Jones come back in. Out of the side, as we know. Sin with that injury with the shoulder. Dixon's being managed. And Vizentini will be omitted to make way for Jordan Sweet. Port Adelaide's side, Timmy, thoughts?
Yeah,
As
well,
expected?
I reckon we opened the show with it. I reckon we got it 100% accurate. So, yeah, that was pretty much, I think, the way it was going to go. And the thing about Port, they just got to get that good start. I think we had a text yesterday that said, Port are always terrible in first quarters. Well, they've won 7 of 10 this year, including a couple of the games that they actually lost. They did start well and got on top of it. So I think their first quarters have been good, bar, of course, the one last week against Hawthorn was a slow start. But I reckon if they start well here, and that's probably the key, is with a side like North Melbourne, you just got to put it out of doubt quickly, because if you give any battling side a bit of a sniff and you make it an arm wrestle by 3/4 time, that is a really bad situation. So put it out of doubt real early with the superior talent that you have on the park, and make sure you come away with a good win ready for the big clash against Carlton the Thursday night.
Okay, well done, Timmy. There's some big news for Adelaide. Well,
hello.
Sort of. They play West Coast Eagles at 4:10. The big ins. And these are massive ins. Elliot Yeo and Andrew Gaff are back. Luke Edwards has been admitted, so that's a squad, if you like. There's Clay Hall and Harry Edwards
So
as
Elliot
well.
Yeo's back?
Yes.
And who else?
Andrew Gaff.
Yep, good player.
He loves playing
Experienced
the
player.
Crows. Here's the Crows. Outs. We know these are the outs.
Right.
Elliot Himmelberg.
Yep.
Out.
Yep.
Isaac Rankin. Out. They're the only 2 outs at this stage.
Okay.
Here's the extended squad. James Ballwace comes in.
Yep.
Now, I'm led to believe Jordan Butts is still a bit sore, so that would weave into that a little bit. Let's hope Butts is okay. Chris Burgess, well, he would be a 1-for-1 for Elliot Himmelberg. Harry Schomburg has to come in for mine. Isaac Rankin. And then the other two are Sam Berry, who's very close. So it'd either be Schomburg or Berry, but I think Schomburg, for mine, needs to get the knock on that. And Kieran Strawn.
Oh,
hello.
You did go there at the start of the show.
Okay.
Wow.
So on the extended bench, Matt Crouch, Will Hamill, Kieran Strawn, Braden Cook, Luke Nankervis, Ben Keys. So Ben Keys will play, Luke Nankervis will play, Matt Crouch will play. There's 3 locks. So 2 have to drop out of Strawn, Cook, McHenry, and Sam Berry, because I can tell you that Burgess has been named in the 18.
Oh, right.
So that means he's in.
Playing.
I'm reading this as I go.
So he's 1-for-1 with Himmelberg.
I think Ned might be in trouble. The reason I say that is Lockie Murphy's been named as well. I think Ned might be in trouble.
Right.
My Ned, our Ned. I think Ned's in trouble.
TJM fishing show Ned. That's well.
That'll hurt.
I'm going to back him in. I reckon he's going to make it.
Anyway, that's
so
the team.
we might take a quick break. We might assess that. Come back just before the news, Rowey, and you can have your say on that. Whether who you think will be those players. We'll give you a minute to think about it. All right. 822 300 Interesting sides there for Port Adelaide and the Crows. Have your say next. We'll take a quick break.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
We've all been feeling cost of living pressures. That's why the Australian government is bringing in tax cuts from the 1st of July. They're for the drivers delivering the veggies and the people buying them, for the people working in offices and the tradespeople building them, for nurses saving lives and the teachers shaping them. They're tax cuts for every taxpayer. Visit taxcuts.gov.au to find out how the 1st of July tax cuts will benefit you. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Mount Barker Mazda's stock clearance sale on now. If your Mazda is in stock, we won't be beaten on price or service. Over 80 new Mazdas available, so hurry. No gimmicks, just the best price. Mount Barker Mazda. LMVD 325189.
Burgess and Schomburg in, they're in the 18, but we'll get through that.
What?
Levita is the absolute treasure in the West. Do yourself a favour, pop in for mouth-watering lunch or dinner, and once you have, you'll be like me and Timmy. You'll go back again and again and again and again for Levita.
For Levita, I think Rachel Anthony will want this.
No, they're not going to like that.
Back, I reckon.
Not going to like that.
We'll try and make up for it because they've got mouth-watering Italian cuisine. We know that, but it's the entire range of pizzas from the pizzeria that are all delicious. Now, Anthony's already fired it up about an hour ago, the old pizza oven. It's flying away. So if you want to grab a couple of beautiful pizzas on your way home, call into Levita.
Their food is authentic.
Yeah.
First class. It's a family atmosphere. That's what I love about it. You mentioned Rachel and Anthony. It is warm. It is friendly. You feel like you're in some little family restaurant in Tuscany.
And getting fed very, very well.
And getting
let me
looked
tell
after
you.
well. Yeah, it's
I'll tell
brilliant.
you what, if you want a function, a birthday, a christening, an engagement, sporting club celebration, they can cater up to 200 guests with 3 separate areas available. I'm telling you, I've eaten just about everything on the menu now, but I'm telling you, I love every single morsel that goes in my mouth.
I give the puttanesca a hell of a belting. Levita, well, it's open Tuesdays to Sunday. It's for lunch and dinner. It's at 342 Grange Road, Kibden Park. You're driving up towards the beach. It's on the left. I'm telling you, you will love it.
From landing your first job, applying for a home loan or funding that retirement renovation, there are moments in life when super plays its part. Sometimes they're obvious, sometimes not. But when your super moment arrives, it makes sense to be with a long-term top performer like Australian Super. It's Australian, it's super, and it's yours. Balanced option compared to super ratings SR50 60 to 76 index to December 31, 2023. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future returns. Read the PDS and TMD at australiansuper.com.
Our bowel screening test is simple, private and free. Your test will be posted to you every 2 years once you turn 50, so make sure to keep an eye out for it. If found early, 90% of bowel cancers can be treated successfully. Doing a screening test every 2 years can help you stay strong and healthy for yourself and your family. For more information, have a yarn with your health professional or visit www.indigenousbowelscreen.com.au.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
3 minutes to 6. We'll chat Thunderbirds with Taylor Williams very shortly. Your calls as well, 8223 000 if you want that $50 Powers voucher.
Do Port's team again, Timmy.
Yeah, thanks very much. Well, emergencies are Dante Visentini, Tom Anastasopoulos, and Francis Evans. Did you like that? Yeah.
Tell us about Anastopoulos.
Yeah, so he's been playing in the SANFL team. He's lightly built. Plays
He's close, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's playing some good footy. And his little mate, Lockie Charlson, he got hurt, so he's not considered at all. But that's good that he's an emergency because that'll give him an experience if they take him down there as well.
So who's the ins and outs?
So Visentini has been omitted for Sweet.
Okay.
Of course, Charlie Dixon's been rested, so I think that means Lockie Jones sort of comes in for that position. Then we have Rosie coming into the side, and that would mean we've had one other omission.
Who did you say?
Of course,
Sorry.
Josh Sin has been
Sin is
injured.
out with injury.
So he's out of the side. So that's the outs. Sin, of course, with Dixon and Visentini being omitted.
Okay. Harry Schomburg's named in the team. He will play. Chris Burgess has been named in the team. He will play. So they're the two ins and outs. Himmelberg injured. Rankin is injured. An extended bench. So if you work your way through that.
You're going to predict it?
Well, I reckon Matt Crouch will definitely play. Ben Keys will definitely play. I think Luke Nankervis will definitely play. Braden Cook and maybe even Will Hamill. The last three I've mentioned could be tossed up between them and Ned and Sam Berry. But I think it looks like Ned might miss the boat in all of that. And then one of those three will be the sub. So I think this clearly says to me, I'd love Kieran Strawn to have made it. They don't have the Coulions to do that. So I think he'll miss out as well as one of the subs. But it clearly says to me that Matty Nix is saying, while there's hope, we're going for our best 20 odd.
Okay.
And we're not blooding anyone. Billy Dowling's not there.
Yep.
It's,
so that won't come till later if the situation arises.
Well, while there's hope and they can make the 8, they're going hammer and tong, and why wouldn't you?
Well, he did say this today. He believes in finals.
We still feel confident about the footy we're playing. We also know the competition's so even this year that things can change pretty quickly. So we're confident we keep playing the way we are, that we'll get the results we need to get, and then we'll, when the time comes, we'll either have got it right or we won't have an opportunity in the postseason. But last year we were knocking on the door. We still believe we can get there this year.
So big game on Sunday. We'll get the full team for the Crows at 4:30 tomorrow. It is 6 o'clock. Time for the news.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio, and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Down to 7 tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow and 20. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
Experience the 2024 new-gen Mitsubishi Triton with 10 years warranty and servicing. Test drive at Agostino Mitsubishi.
The South Australian man in custody in Bali for alleged meth trafficking and possession has been moved. Troy Smith has swapped a jail cell for a rehab facility. He was arrested on April 30 and, if convicted, faces life behind bars. Well, the woman accused of murdering and attempting to murder her relatives by serving them a meal laced with deadly mushrooms has faced the Victorian Supreme Court for the first time. Erin Patterson appeared via video link today. The case has been adjourned until August. The 49-year-old has pleaded not guilty to the charges. Electricity consumers are in for some modest relief after the energy regulator cut benchmark power prices. Prices for households will ease by around 2.8% and 8.8% for small businesses. Energy Minister Tom Koutsantonis has welcomed the news.
This is a good day for households. It's an even better day for South Australian small businesses who've been doing it very, very tough due to the national climate, international conditions around electricity pricing.
The opposition, Stephen Patterson, says we're still behind after 2 years of massive increases.
Unfortunately, also, what this default market offer revealed is that both families and small businesses here are paying more than those in Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane.
The Prime Minister has refused to weigh in on Australia's involvement in the International Criminal Court. World leaders have condemned the ICC's decision to issue an arrest warrant for Benjamin Netanyahu. But Anthony Albanese says he does not comment on current court proceedings. Well, French President Emmanuel Macron has described the violence in New Caledonia as an unprecedented insurrection. 6 people have been killed in the worst civil disturbances in 40 years. The BBC's Katie Watson is there.
Landing in New Caledonia, Mr Macron said the priority for his visit was to enable peace and security to return to the country, but he also acknowledged that there would be a discussion of rebuilding, of supporting a country that's been hard hit economically in recent years. But he admitted the most delicate conversation to be had was that of politics. The native Kanak population, which represents about 40% of the island, feels the latest move by France to widen the voting rules will weaken their influence. There's a great deal of mistrust among the Kanaks, who want more independence, and the foreign population, many of whom want to remain a French overseas territory.
President Macron says additional security forces will remain for as long as possible. A distillery based in the eastern suburbs can lay claim to the world's best gin. The Australian distilling company's Geelong Gin taking out the coveted title at the annual Global Spirits competition. The gin from Stepney beating 64 other entrants. And there's been a rush on Powerball tickets this afternoon. Tonight's jackpot is worth $150 million. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Adelaide's biggest trading card store celebrates 30 years in business. Get into Sports Card World now. Regent Arcade.
Connor Rosey is back for Port this weekend. Lockie Jones and Jordan Sweet also returned to the side to play North Melbourne in Tasmania. Rosey and Jones have been sidelined since round 8 with hamstring strains. But Dante Vicentini misses out. He's been named as an emergency. The Crows have added 5 players to their squad ahead of the match against West Coast at Adelaide Oval. That includes Harry Schonberg, who ruptured his Achilles tendon in round 24 last year. James Borlase, Sam Berry, Chris Burgess and Kieran Strawn are also in there. Coach Matthew Nick says unlike last weekend, they have to play 4 quarters on Sunday.
We'll just keep working on the 4 quarters that we've got to play. We can't come out against any team and play the way we did in the first quarter and expect to win the game.
Round 11 gets underway tonight. The Western Bulldogs go head-to-head with Sydney at Marvel Stadium. And in NBA action, the Mavericks have beaten the Timberwolves 108-105 in Game 1 of their Western Conference Finals. Now checking 5AA traffic.
That's Salisbury Downs. Got a crash to look out for tonight. Kings Road near Martins Road. Burst Water Main slowing things up at Jeps Cross. Grand Junction Road near Main North Road. Road closures in place. She is super slow. Works at Northfield slowing things up too. Grand Junction Road near Peter Brown Drive with the camera McGill Road at McGill. The Harvey Norman Furniture bedding floor stock clearance is on. Huge range of lounges, dining, mattresses, bedroom furniture and more priced to clear. Limited time now at Harvey Norman. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 7 tonight and 20 tomorrow, mostly sunny. Saturday, sunny and 21, and Sunday up to 22. Right now it's 14 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thank you, I'm Brenton Braglis. Tonight, a tearful homecoming for a Hallett Cove couple who are on board the deadly Singapore Airlines flight. Electricity prices for South Australian households are set to fall, plus there's been a rush on tickets for tonight's $150 million Powerball. And don't worry, you haven't missed the news. Start over on 9 Now as soon as you're home.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
6 after 6 on this Thursday night. We love getting your calls to air. 8223 0000. Still going to give away that $50 Powers voucher very, very soon, so get your thoughts out there with us. But it's time to reflect on what was a bit of a heartbreaker on the weekend.
3 seconds, the clock is going to beat them. Oh, what an enormous game that was. Somehow, the West Coast Fever hold on by a solitary goal.
Yes, it was a disappointing finish to what was a cracking game, but I'll tell you what, when they go down, they don't go down by much. Only the 1 point to the Fever did the Thunderbirds go down. We've got the centre player, Taylor Williams, on the line. G'day, Taylor.
Hello, how are we?
Well, not too bad. Watched the game. It was an absolute thriller. You know, those 2-point super shots that happen, they're, what would you say, if you can make that count, it's a big way of getting back in the game, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's such a massive game changer. And it's definitely shaken Suncorp Super Netball up a little bit. And so, goes one of two ways normally.
Yeah, look, the way we play, and I think with Romelda Aiken up the front there, she likes the old-fashioned get underneath that ring, you work it in underneath and make it, almost a definite shot from underneath the hoop. So when that 2-point comes into it, I felt like they were really confident in the way they took it. We ended up having to rotate, and Lucy Austin came on, and I thought she looks like our 2-point specialist. Is that fair?
Yeah. I think both Lucy and Loz goal attack is, they're both very confident in that range.
That's Lauren Frew?
Lauren Frew. Yeah.
Great, because it's such an advantage. Like, I think we were up by about 5 at one stage, and they got into a couple of 2-pointers, and it ended up being a point at three-quarter time or something. I'm thinking, that's a rip-off, that is.
Yeah, I know. It's like you do so much work during the normal 10 minutes, and then they just come out and shoot the twos at the end, for sure. But, I guess the beauty of our shooting end is, you do have Romelda that is such a strong target under the post for us, which is really cool, but also having Lucy and Lauren be able to come on and sink them when we need to.
So, Taylor, if Lucy had flushed that 2-pointer, we win.
Well, it was hard.
She had the last say in the game, is what I'm saying.
Yes. Although it was probably still with 20 seconds to go, and so we know FIVEAA can score quickly, so you never know what would have happened after that, but Luce probably also sunk those twos to get us back in the game.
Yes, she did.
And get it close, so,
Well, you'd be happy with your form in the mid-court, with your relentless pressure, Taylor?
I'm not sure I'd say that, but, it's been nice to get a few games under my belt this year.
That is excellent. Now we're still in the race for finals. What are we the halfway mark of the year yet?
This weekend, makes us halfway. So we're sitting 4-2 at the moment. So hopefully it's 5-2 by the end of this weekend.
Are they the best team you've played, FIVEAA?
I think so far, for sure. I think they just have such a strong target in Janelle in their shooting end that we know they score lots and quickly. So, trying to stop them and also capitalise on our end is, they are a very good team.
I'm always impressed with our defensive efforts, though. I mean, I Wilson and Shamira, of course, Sterling Humphrey. I just can't believe some of the balls they're able to intercept and leap above their opponents at times.
Oh, absolutely. Their athleticism, being able to be on their team is just the biggest blessing. At least I don't have to play against them. But, no, they work very hard and, they're very athletic players, which sometimes I don't know how they get some of those balls or do the things that they do. But, they are exceptional.
What was the review like? What did Tanya talk about as far as what we can do better in? Because I think both losses we've had have only been by a point. How do you go about rehearsing that during training to say, okay, well, let's get in that situation once again? Do you do a fair bit of that?
Yeah, lots of that kind of timed possession, working out if you go for the 1 or the 2 and how much time have you got, who's going to pass. There's lots of that scenario stuff that comes into it, and it is something that we've touched on a lot over the pre-season, and obviously after that Vixen's game where we just didn't quite get there as well. But there's, lots of changing factors, but, trying to replicate those scenarios so we feel comfortable when we get in them in games to make sure we know what the plan is and how we're going to come out with the win. And, we probably in those couple of games haven't quite nailed those final moments. And, it's a lot of learning for us to make sure when we're put in those situations again.
Hey, Taylor, I don't know if it's me and you don't have to answer this, but I don't think the referees like Romelda. There seems to be some sort of conspiracy theory going on.
Look.
Say no comment. Say no comment. I'll take that laugh the way I want to take it. Yes. You got. I think it's a GF rematch, isn't it, against Swifts this week? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is back at home.
Back at home, though. That and I tell you what, hasn't it been fantastic at the entertainment?
Oh, the crowd's next level.
Just gone off.
Oh, absolutely. Like having one game there in the past, it's always a game that we used to look forward to, and now having, all our games there and having such a massive crowd, the atmosphere is, so good and really feels like that home court advantage when you've got so many people in the stands and such a strong supporter base, which is really cool.
Taylor Williams, our star mid-quarter. We got a couple of unique home-style food texts. We're interactive, Taylor. I hope you don't mind answering a couple of these. Hey, you snoozers. Now, that's not you, Taylor. That's Timmy and I. This is a listener, John.
Okay.
In netball, it's not points, it's goals. Get it right if you're going to be real sports journalists. That is true, isn't it? It is goals, not points. So you won you lost 56 to 57. So how would you say that, Taylor?
I would say goals because that's probably more of a traditional netball way of saying it. However, it has changed a lot with this 2-point super shot.
That's exactly right.
It would be goals because there's only one point, one goal. But now with the 2-point shot, we have lots of debates about this when we go through our analysis and working out the 2 points versus the 1-point shot. So. Probably
so is it 2 goals
would
now?
Say.
According to Johnny, it's 2 goals from
That's right. Well, that's what I'm saying,
no,
Johnny.
See, I wouldn't say that. No.
There we go. Taylor's with us, Johnny, so stick that in your snoozer pot. Here's another one. Hey, Rowey and Tim, could you ask Taylor how Tanya Ops got the nickname Famine?
Oh, I think I know.
Oh, no. I'm not sure, actually, to be honest.
My recollection of it, Taylor, is that about, I'm going to say 25 years ago, Tanya and a couple of her netball friends, they did there was a fundraiser that used to happen called I think it was the 48-hour famine.
Oh, I remember that.
And you weren't allowed to
eat
anything, and of course that's been stopped because I don't think it's a healthy practice. But you weren't allowed to eat anything, but you were allowed to drink alcohol. So I caught Tanya upstairs at the club one night, and let's say she'd overcated, and she was having a terrific time. And I reckon her and her mate kept saying something about famine, and I reckon that's where she got the nickname, Taylor.
Oh, you need to check this, Taylor.
If you could, that'd be great.
I think that's a pretty accurate recollection.
Yes, Timmy. Oh, that is funny.
I can't say 100% no, but I know it's been there for a very long time and was related to something along those lines. Yeah.
Well, at least she did something for charity and raised some good funds.
And I tell you, she was happy that night.
And had a happy night on the way, Taylor.
That is awesome. This will be a cracking game. I mean, you guys in that grand final was a magnificent grand final, but to win, I think, by a point in extra time, a goal in extra time, was just an amazing feat. Now, you've got them. This actually gives you a 2-game buffer if you can beat them at home.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully that is the plan, and it will be a very good game. And yeah, very excited to get out there back in the entertainment centre.
No, it'll be a cracking game. It'll put you halfway into the season and make you secure that 3rd spot without a doubt, aiming for a top 2. Hey, Taylor, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Excellent. Good luck at the Entertainment Centre versus the Swifts. It'll be an absolute cracker this Saturday. You ripper.
Well done. I read a Crowies ad, and I've got somebody here that is a Master B painter with a diploma, and he's had a crack at me. Row.
Yep.
It's oil-based paint, not methylated spirits-based. Maybe if you'd said mineral terps-based, you'd be somewhere near it. Apologise to Crowies, please, and hand back your Master B painted diploma. No, there is a paint. It's called stain seal. So we used to do a lot of insurance work, and we'd spray this stain seal over the smoke damage so that the yellow smoke wouldn't come through the paint.
Right.
And it was called stain seal, and it was methylated spirits based. And I used to get as high as a kite on that. I wouldn't wear a mask or a breathing apparatus.
Gee whiz.
And I reckon even back then,
I can understand.
Even back then, I might have even had the odd little smoky smoke. I might have had a durry hanging out the corner of my gob.
No. Rightio, Sam.
A smoke,
we'll
a durry. Did you dump that?
Come back with more. We'll come back with
We
more.
will.
Timmy.
17 after 6.
Could have blown us up.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. Catch the 5AA Fishing Show, presented by Ned McHenry. Now Tuesday nights from 6:30.